Welcome to the 1879 actual play. I am Brad Decker. I'm the line developer for 1879. I play the character Nigel Fullmore, and I will shut up for a moment and get the links posted and let everybody else do their introductions.
Hi, my name is Chris. I play a mage. Yes. And his name is... Gosh, it's been a while. I can't even remember. I've been too busy with maps.
Weymont.
Yeah, that Weymont. Thank you. Right. Yes. I draw maps for 1879 and Earth Dawn, and I also did a bit of writing for 1879 on the Four Owls book.
Hi, I'm Joel. I do writing for 1879 and for Earth Dawn. I'm playing Morgana, who is an elven duelist, which is a variant of the Aristocrat career that's slightly better at stabbing people. Because, yeah, the world annoys her. That's about it at the moment.
I'm Michelle, and I play August. He's an elf and an investigator, and has a very tragic backstory, which you may or may not get to find out.
I am Lexi. I play River, a military officer. Oh, and is also an elf.
My name is Drew. I play Mac, a troll soldier.
That everybody?
Well,
I think that was everybody.
Apart from
Me,
you,
I don't count. I'm Andi. I'm here.
and she's a new
I'm killing Drew's character first. I got this.
Woohoo!
Who wants to do our recap? Because Happy New Year's. And when this finally gets up there, it won't probably be New Year's, or if it is, it's next New Year's. But either way, Happy New Year's for 2026.
Yeah, quite possibly next year.
And do you want me to do the recap? I think I'm ready to do a recap.
Do it.
So, the group had some issues. We'd had a bit of a break, and to come back from that, we skipped forward time a year and a day. And, well, unfortunately for some of the characters, they also seem to have skipped that time. Having got off the train, they thought they'd just got on, and having lost some time. A year and a day to be exact. The rest of us have been working through that time, and there have been some changes in our office, and we now work more closely with the Grail Knights, which is interesting. And with our friends returned, we are still dealing with that and the implications of that all round, and investigating a set of missing children who've been disappearing randomly. And they appear to be led off by a strange shadow that befriends them, that may or may not be a person using shadow to disguise himself. The animals certainly don't like him, and it appears to be something to do with a darker air that appears to be affecting London at the moment. Some of us have noticed, and some of us haven't. In Morgana's defense, she's been quite drunk for the last year and a half after losing several people she cared about. So there's that. And I think that's where we were.
Also, skies over London getting dark and cloudy is not exactly something new.
Who would even notice?
Point.
Says the Scotsman.
We live in the same part of the world. The weather's just terrible all over.
Oh, but Victorian era London, it was called the Big Smoke for a reason.
Because it was awful, yes.
Anybody other than the weather in the UK have anything to add that we should remember? I believe you guys were looking into the disappearance of children, shadow monster, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, we covered
Anything
that.
else? Yep. So anything else that we missed? Nope, doesn't sound like it. All right. When last we left off, you guys had interviewed some of the families, were doing some looking around. We're not finding anything about any particular fae that this was tied to. And I think you guys were you going to go visit the rest of the families?
I think that was the plan. And we'd got a journal which had some of the shadowy beings pattern on it, or something we might have been able to trace.
Mac had also turned in a profile to some of his friends with a profile of what we know about the creature that's doing the kidnapping, just to have that iron in the fire while we still investigate.
Yes, but that's all the top secrety stuff. Ha ha.
Loose lips
And
and chips.
And so
yeah,
on.
and to be honest, they don't know about this. They appreciate you asking them and talking to them. So let's see. You guys had been to some of the latest. Oh, there was also that weird trail, but you weren't sure that you could follow it.
Oh
That
yes,
seems to be
it'd been leaving smears of magic or something.
yeah.
The dancing footprints with astral sight.
Yeah. And there was a journal. And you knew that both little boys were apparently lonely.
Yep.
I believe in the journal there was like a astral
Yeah, there was an astral trace or something.
fingerprint, almost a trace that seemed to be underneath, like, or on top of, or combined with. You weren't totally sure. A fingerprint or a smudge on one of the pages, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there was the possibility also of looking into talking to that professor, if you can remember his name, that professor who is very excited and interested in Fae.
Who was one of Weymont's friends and magical colleagues, I believe.
No, I was a professor at my university when I studied there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was very rude to the Fae.
Well,
Oh, no ruder
excited and
than
I
River was.
think I don't think he meant to be rude. I think he was much more overly excitable. How about that? Whether it came off as rude or not, that's a whole other story.
The lady is as generous as she is lovely.
So, where are
Let's
you
try to
guys all
not get
starting?
killed.
I mean, it is a good plan to try not to get killed.
My note said that we had kind of done our thing on the last missing kid location, and we should let the next missing kid's family know that somebody at least is looking into it and see what clues we have. Your mileage may vary.
That sounds about right. I think we were going to just go and basically confirm.
We have a profile of the targets. We have a profile of the method. We have a profile of the families. Eventually, if we find enough little crumbs, hopefully we'll trace it back.
Yep.
August
If it's the
promised.
dog. What?
You're an investigator, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, but someone has to say it. When did that happen?
Like every
A while
time.
back.
After the Looking Glass fever?
Yeah, shortly after. You know the background, Andy.
I do. And I have so many interesting concepts to play with there, which are very happy for August. Figure he should
No,
get
that's
settled in.
not at all ominous.
Mwah. Did you feel like he should get settled in before I do most of them? So you guys are going to go to the next family.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So this will
Back
be
is
the
on guard.
third one back. They're a pretty middle class family. Big difference with this one is that the mother passed. She did not make it through Looking Glass fever. It's an only child again. I don't think any of you are surprised by that at the point.
Nope.
I mean, has it been an only child every time?
It's been
Or
an
a
only
child
child the
that
last couple of times. Or a child that
Yeah.
for other reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, the implication with this child that's very isolated from just looking over the original case notes that was sort of hinted at there, I seem to recall. And we're finding it very, very confirmed as we go on. I'm just going to make some social skill tests for Morgana meeting this family.
Which seems to consist of a grandma, a father, and, well, there was the only child.
Is this the first family that there was Looking Glass family fever in the immediate family?
That is a very good question. Which was not brought up with the first two families. They all seem to be human. So,
But seeming to be human and being human are two different things when,
what? As far as you know, this is the first one that the Looking Glass fever is associated with. But again, nobody asked.
I'm putting Morgana's social roles for meeting this family, and I think we're going down a similar line of questioning to
Okay.
the previous ones.
All right. Let me go look at your social roles. I had to change screens to do them. First impression, diplomacy, conversation. Those are all good roles.
Yeah.
Much like with some of the other families, maybe less. They seem to be much more surprised that someone's looking into this, especially since it's not the police. There's a little bit of a I can't afford you. To
You're
which
not
you're
paying the
like,
bill.
you're not paying the bill, right? But there's this whole nobody else has looked into it. All of a sudden, somebody's saying that they want to look into it. You get the same sense in a lot of respects. The grandma seems very upset. The father is either absentee because he's absentee and overwhelmed as a single parent. But of all of the families, this is the least caring of the situation. And not on a social, I'm stiff upper lipping this, but honest to God, just the least interested. Whether this is because he isn't as connected to his child or Even something as simple as the child reminds him of the wife he lost. That's
Yeah.
not an easy answer. But of all the families that you've spoken to, this is the least connected one. Most of your good information is going to come from the grandma.
Excellent.
He's a fairly sickly little boy. And so she kept him home a lot so that he didn't get worse. There is some possible disagreement over whether or not he was all that sick. He did have maybe some illnesses, or maybe with sickly at the same time looking glass fever. He did not change in any noticeable, let alone dramatic way. The father doesn't seem to think he was that sickly. Grandma seems to think he was. Grandma is very upset at the fact that
Is Grandma the father's mother or the mother's mother?
mother's mother.
Mother's mother. Oh, that makes for a fun. Got to make for a fun dynamic.
Disagreements over parenting technique. I
Yeah.
think that's a nice way of putting it. To be very upset at the fact that she's done everything as far as she can tell in her power to keep him safe. Home and safe. She will tell you that she doesn't understand if you say something about lonely. Of course he's not lonely. He had her.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can guess most of that.
Utterly openly protective grandmother, because it's the one bit she's got left of her daughter. Father, yeah, going distant because child reminds him of his lost wife. Yeah, that's fun.
And like I said, she was kept home more often than not. She tutored him herself, even. With your lovely roles, I'm sure they will let you explore the bedroom. Empathic sense. Father is in such a kind of odd depressive state that you can't tell what, wherefore, how. But
Yeah.
he's definitely in a depressed state and very disassociated, very detached from everything because of it. I will say, with your, again, amazingly good role, this is not a new thing. This didn't just happen a month ago.
No, and it's the kid has the kid's disappearance has just made it a bit worse, and now he's just shutting it all out and trying to forget about it.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's healthy.
There was no wife, no family. Matter of fact, he would be at this point happy to get grandma out if there wasn't a guilt issue. It never happened. It all went away. But they will let you, with those wonderful rolls, go and explore the bedroom. Drew, you do not at this point smell any magic, but again, it's been quite a while. I mean, it's been weeks. To be what, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks now?
Understood. Max stands guard.
I see also a 15 on the astral sight thing. All right.
I'm assuming
Brad?
similar results.
Yes, but no. I'm going to, just because I don't want to have to do this twice. Weymont, did you want to do an astral sight roll too?
Sure. I can do that.
And then August, I see your roll, and I will definitely come right back to you after I do astral sight. Okay?
Mage is doing the maging thing.
Yeah, fine.
And
It's true.
I don't know, but August is pretending to do investigator things, and I'm just not sure why he thinks he does that.
I know. He he likes to try and feel useful sometimes, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, see, I just thought he was pretending to be an investigator again.
I mean, also that, who knows?
Also that.
Maybe he's just throwing you off the scent, you know?
See, I
16 on
figure
astral
he's
sight.
like. Did you say 16?
I said 16.
660.
Yes. No,
No.
16. 16.
Okay.
1-6.
Okay. Yeah. So you two are getting, and it's very similar to what you've seen at the other two sites, but it's very faint and very much around the window. But as far as like the footprints dancing around the room, none of that. And nothing else that really seems magic in the room. But there does still seem to be that faint essence of it near the window, leading away from the window, as if those traces are still there so long that it's still trying to hold on by a whiff. Yes, you can see the doctor's saying. August, I'm going to, and you guys correct me. You do tell August, yep, same magic-y essence near the window, right?
I hope we're all running on the policy that we just sort of get all the data we can and feed it to.
I would think so, but I have met some players, and I don't want to make an assumption that gets me yelled at later.
Certainly, I know Morgana definitely feeds everything she gets and can. You know, when it's polite for her to talk about people's feelings and emotions. So usually when they're not present, it to August, because so I know August also
Weymont
tends to sit
and
around and being present for us talking.
Weymont and Nigel, you both are feeding that information over, right?
Yep, of course.
Of course. Okay. Yes, I want another roll from you.
What
Investigating near the window.
awareness or evidence analysis?
Awareness.
Cool.
Because if they're gonna say we see magic-y stuff near here, I figure you're gonna go look at it. So let's just knock that out. Nigel, that's a very good question. This would be one of the youngest of the boys. He was early 9, barely 9. And for someone who's being tutored at home, mayhaps this was not the right tutoring at home. You don't find that, but you do find pictures. But the pictures will probably actually be found by August here in a second. When I come back to August. Okay, good. Things. August, probably one of the most important things you find is you find basically hidden underneath the mattress pictures. And you get that same sense of lonely child in those pictures, the drawings.
Yeah.
Also, what you find is a weird ink stain on the outside of the window.
Is it ink or is it blood?
Weird fey magic.
With your earlier evidence analysis, you focus your 2 mages at said ink stain because of other things that your character would remember from the last time we played.
Yeah, player's memory is a bit hazy.
It was like a year ago.
Yes, John.
That was a year ago. Long ago.
Well, it was definitely last year.
Yeah.
Do you two want to redo your astral awareness focused on the ink stain?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because the ink stains were funny last time, weren't they?
They were. Rather.
Rather.
Right. No, hey, manage Andy, do not push the buttons on the phone, silly girl. Because they're not really buttons, they're just walking across my screen. Oh, in case anyone, that Mandy is one of my 2 rescue ferrets who has apparently decided she's going to send Drew back Drew's picture. You know, hey.
So 29 on that roll.
I got 24.
Mac, if you want
Nice.
to get another is it an awareness if it's no? Whatever it is, we're having you roll on that.
Astral
I
sight.
will let you do that. Well, it's for Mac. You, it's Astral Sight. Mac would be somewhat different.
Yeah, I put it into chat there.
I didn't see
Andy.
it. And what was? Gotcha. And I'm sorry. What did you say yours was? Weymont.
29.
And I got a 24.
Goodness, you 2. When you all focus. Yeah. This rings of that same smudge that was on that page. However, apparently y'all are rolling like mad things today.
I think.
And mad things. You are actually, I kind of need you to do one of those, like, magic knowledge, Hannah theory.
In magic theory?
Yeah, magic theory.
Okay, I'll do it. Because I happen to be a Viking at magic theory.
You are. You didn't have the D8s. Damn D8. Hi, Mandy. What are you doing? Are you playing with the DVDs? Silly girl. You are.
I'm even going to throw karma on this because I feel like it.
Okay. Can't be that important, can it?
Go dice. Roll for daddy.
I don't think I've ever heard Chris say daddy before.
I know, I'm a little weirded out, but trying to ignore that. Oh, no, Billy. Not the ash bucket.
I'll just talk about it to my therapist later.
The dice have been good lately, okay? You know how
They
it
have.
is.
You
They
don't have
have.
a therapist, Joel.
I know, but I might need one.
9.
All right,
12,
what was your roll?
6. So that would be 9. 12, that's 18. 26. Roll the 6 again. 28. No, 29. Roll the 12 again. Plus another 9. So that'd be 38.
Put your dice in a corner.
Actually, I
Bad
have the
box.
very thing. One of my friends actually gave me a miniature dice jail. It lights up.
Yes, put them in the dice jail. They go in the dice jail,
Okay.
get new dice.
Fine. Hang on,
Brad-
I'll do it.
Okay. While you're doing that, for Nigel, this reminds Nigel of basically magical items, but you're not totally sure. Weymont, however, not only does this remind you of magical items, but you are absolutely convinced that the ink is magical.
Magical ink.
That is magical ink. You are absolutely 100% certain of this. By the way, Nigel, you didn't know that magical ink was a thing. That's magical ink.
Do we have a way of knowing how long it's been there?
No. Gotti, you cannot play with Mandy. Oh, sorry. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry. While I was talking with you, Mandy decided to go up the staircase because she's an explorer. And then Gotti realized that I'm down here playing with Mandy without him. And that is unfair. He would like to play with his stinky slinkies. Why don't we play with our toys? Yeah, you little demon. Yeah, play with Billy. There you go. All right. So not only are you sure and you've never seen magical ink, but thinking about it, that ink smudge before in that journal is the same thing, which, not that it is a smudge of magic that happens to be at the same spot as ink, but magical ink touched that page.
Mac will ask Waylon and Nigel, is it similar to or different from the Fey ink of my tattoos? And I will pop my tattoos with Woodskin.
The answer site lasts for a little bit, so we should have a moment to look.
Not that you guys are not amusing, but the ferrets playing is kind of fun. Does it remind you of his tattoo? In the fact that it has some sort of magical property that wasn't there before, and you only know that because you've had Astro on around Mac before, and when Mac came back, you've had Astro on around him, and there is a difference. Not other than that, maybe that not quite, how to put it, that almost broken magic that a lot of Fae things seem to have. Maybe in that aspect. Yes, you cannot have the piece of plastic. My piece of plastic. In the trash. I don't even know where you got that. Come here, Mandy. All right, do you have any questions?
Sorry, that was broken up with the pet playtime. I'm not sure which is applying to what.
Do you guys have any questions about about the
no, but the answer about the ink was broken up by the pet playtime, so I'm not sure what you said applies to what aspect.
Oh, it's it has that broken Fey aspect.
So what's magical ink typically used for?
You've never heard of magical ink?
Well, no, you said I had heard of magical ink. You said that
No,
Nigel had
you
heard
have
of magical
not heard of magical ink, which makes it even more interesting.
He said I hadn't heard of magical ink.
Well, I don't think either of you would have heard of it because I don't know that magical ink exists as a common item.
Oh, not as a common item, but I imagine people make scrolls and such with it, right?
Brad?
Yeah.
Did they do that yet in 1879?
I don't think they did that in Earth Dawn, so I don't know why you're asking me.
Yep.
Well, I was gonna say, not that I knew of.
This is a you thing, not a game line thing.
I was gonna say, as far as I know, that did not exist. So, no, you have no idea. You did not know. Like, there are magical items as far as like my necklace is magic, my weapon is magic, but magical ink. This is a new one.
Magical ink is the thing in Earth Dawn. There are a whole variety of tattoos and others that are done with magical ink.
Okay, so, but you guys haven't heard of Earth Dawn, so it does not exist in 1879, and so you guys have never come across this before. But that's part of why it's amazing with your wonderful world that you're like, that's magical ink. That is ink. That is magical. But it also has some of that same signature broken Fey aspects to it.
So a question that occurs to Mac is I will look around did the kid does he have anything that looks like he made his own inks in his area, or is it something that was supplied from outside or brought in by the creature, the shadow?
There is nothing in here that implies he made ink, and the only smudging of it at this location is on the outside of the window.
Given that we saw a smudge in the book, in the journal before,
At the other one.
I don't suspect
At
that
the
this is something that the kids were making. I'm suspecting this is tied to whoever's coming and taking them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
And
I guess I didn't hear that nuance. The smudge of ink was in the journal of the other kid that we previously saw. So this is a
Yeah.
common thread. Gotcha. Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah.
So you've seen it
And
now
they-
at 2 locations, but no connection that the children would be making it. Yes, sir. Or ma'am,
I-
depending on in character.
I popped a comment in there that while other people are sort of examining windows and looking at magical stuff, I was going to have a look around the house and just see if I can spot any commonalities in ornaments and decorations or anything that might link the 3 locations and the 3 groups of people together, in case there's something that's they've all got, a figurine of a particular sort or something, just in case there's something that's causing them to be targeted beyond the single lonely child.
Nothing that pops out at you.
No, just in a attempt to sort of spot and work things, see if there was anything we're
No, it's a perfectly
other commonality
valid,
that we're not missing.
it's
Yeah.
perfectly valid.
24 awareness, looking for something relating to the charm that the nanny had at the rich person's house.
Also good. No, but it was a good thought. I will also point out to Weymont, you now know more about this than you did before, and you know that whatever it was left traces that could be followed previously. Might be
So it has-
something that you could work out, that maybe knowing what it is that you could trace. Might take some thinking, but since you wanted to roll so darn high.
I'll put my brain on that then. However, Andy, if you look in the chat, you will see that I can no longer roll for you, unfortunately.
That's true, and I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. And I also will notice that that is a fancy ass dice jail. It lights up and everything.
Puts my dice jail to shame.
It was a gift from Christmas.
It was a
So
lovely
was
gift.
mine, but mine was way less fancy than yours.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Well, we are not comparing who has the fanciest gifts. We are just commenting that yours is pretty and fancy.
I mean, my other gift was a mimic.
Are you sure?
Did you put your finger in there and see if it bit you?
I mean, it could.
Mimic dice. Does that count?
See, I'm more than happy to show you a couple of things that I got. I even got a small book on how to care for my mimic.
Aww.
Hold on.
So, Drew, questions. The one question really doesn't, because your character wouldn't know about Mystic Pursuit, and the mages may or may not know. If they have something similar, they will tell you. As far as taking a sample of the ink, you can absolutely do that. As far as asking the Fey Mice, you can absolutely do that. That's cute. Sorry, Michelle's also showing pictures of dice shells, and it's adorable. It looks like one of the little
Mine, not
cages.
Michelle's.
It looks like one of those little cages you would lock people in medieval time. Adorable.
I do
It
like it.
unscrews and everything.
That's so cute.
There you go. I put the tiny mimic
Nice.
model I got. I put the tiny mimic model next to it for scale, and it kind of looks like "Do not talk to me or my son ever again."
Mac, are you going to look for a mirror or shiny surface here, or are you going to wait till you're back at the office? Talk to the mic.
I'll wait. I mean, we use the Famice to track down somebody before, and they were helpful in some way.
Oh, they were.
You gave them way more credit on that. You please showed a picture and were like, "Do you know anything?" And I believe that basically they did, but as far as finding that, they couldn't. If I remember correctly.
No,
They
they were
you-
promises it at a different mother's house, and we just didn't. We didn't
Okay,
mess
yeah,
with them.
they implied it was at a different mother's house, that the guy was at a different mother's house, and unfortunately, before you could follow through with that, there was other things that happened, and then you guys lost a year. So you have no idea of their capabilities of tracking per se.
Okay. Well, I will continue to stand guard.
Thank you, Miss River. Good memory. So, anything else at the house with the grandma, with the father?
I would like to know the name of the family and what metatype she was transforming into, the mother.
they even know.
They don't know. The name of the family they can give you, but they don't know.
So do you want to backtrack to the other two houses and find out about the fever? Or do you want to go to the next house?
I think we keep going down the houses because I'm not sure the Boojum thing is entirely relevant.
I think it's lonely, isolated children that's the relevant
Oh
thing.
yeah.
I agree. I think that that's what's going on here. It's children who have been in some way neglected by their parents. Not that we're aware of some of that, I guess, but we are aware that one of them they were neglected because the parents, well, rich and wealthy and did other things, and one of them they were too poor to take care of them, and so on and so forth.
Or to a certain degree, societal ideas of what childcare looked like was very different.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that children were less lonely, just that parents didn't,
But the child felt lonely, and I think that's the important thing.
Yep.
Yes. Right.
That links them.
There you go, Andy, for you. DM'd you directly with that one. And also to Joel, because I believe he has a vested interest in this one.
Andy?
Yes. And by the way, Chris, beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah. I can concur with Andy. I've popped a Morgana's intent with the family and how she's trying to leave matters, but I don't know what, if anything, I can roll to encourage that. Because, hopefully a guilty father who's feeling bad about things might channel it in a healthy direction if encouraged to.
I think diplomacy probably work best. I'm open to other suggestions if you have something better.
I
but
would have
that would be where I would lean.
diplomacy. how many successes did I get against him with my empathic sense? Because that actually can give me a bonus for doing stuff related to what I read. And I'd like all the bonuses I can for this, because
If I remember correctly, you had what, 2 successes on that? Because you rolled it
Yeah.
like a 19.
19, so 2 extras. So I'll take
So
that.
I mean, it was like 2.5, but the half doesn't count. So I would
Yeah.
say, yeah. So you have at least 2 successes.
2 successes, marvelous. Bear with me. Just go. Uh, 28 on that diplomacy roll.
Sorry, was that a number? I misheard.
28.
28.
Yeah.
You have done good in the world, Morgana.
She tries.
She succeeds.
Excellent.
You have a sense that if child is, he will try harder, be more engaged, maybe put his foot down with grandma.
Yeah.
So onward to other previous
Other
houses.
places.
Want to just do a couple of, so there would be 3 others that you know of. Do you want to do
Yeah.
3 rolls and label them, and we'll kind of recap it, unless somebody rolls so amazingly or so awful that I'm like, haha.
Huh?
Would that work for you guys? Except for, of course, Weymont, who's not allowed to roll anymore for the rest of the day.
It's true. My dice are now in jail. Unless you want
And
me to roll something
Weymont,
else.
Weymont, you probably do need to do some magical theory. You might even see if Nigel can help you with it in between after the houses, simply to see if you guys can put together some sort of. But if we have the magical ink, can we trace?
Oh, absolutely. Well,
Because
we'll
2
do
heads are
just
better
as
than
soon as
1,
you let my
Nigel.
dice. Just as soon as you let my dice out of the jail.
You only have 1 set of dice? Go get the bad dice that roll poorly. Go get those. We all have that set. I have more
mean,
than 1 set.
I have other dice somewhere.
All right, you can take them out of dice jail unless they keep up their mischief. In the dice jail they go.
Fine.
Forget that not everybody has like 2 billion sets of dice in every
I,
room of their homes.
I mean, I do
Really?
have a ton of dice. I just don't have them in front of me. I'd have to go and search for them.
In every room of my house. Dice.
Yeah, pretty much same over here.
The worst I've ever had was the weird random. I found a yellow set, which nobody really even uses yellow, so it's a loner set, that was found in the bathroom. And I'm like, who's rolling up characters in the bathroom? Why is that a thing? I don't want to know.
Don't judge me.
I'm trying to get a really good idea in the shower.
You know, that could be it.
I mean, dice are waterproof. Just
And
saying.
most
Depending on
of them
the
are
material.
dishwasher safe. Depending on the material, a lot of them are also dishwasher safe.
But not oven safe.
And they should remember that.
Yes, with the conversation at 20, or sorry, 20. Not conversation. So the first impression conversation bonus. You have 20, 26, 25. I mean, he could leave his wife for you, and she might leave her husband for you, or have you considered? I'm not going to finish that because I'm pretty sure I need one of those censored sticky notes
Yeah,
right there
yeah.
on that. Hey, Lore. Fae are weird, but nothing in your brain pops up about Fae ink per se, or I mean, of course, there's still, again, all the stealing of children is not uncommon, but yes, everyone is trying to have relations other than hopefully her brother with Lady Morgana.
No, it was more the you know, the second house maybe trying to marry Morgana comment, and then
Yeah.
it was isn't everyone
Yes, and
brackets
everyone
who
other
isn't
than
after
hopefully
her
the brother.
brother.
I said,
Yeah,
no,
Like,
hopefully not him.
hopefully, my understanding is that Morgana's from the city, so none of that countryside nonsense is happening here.
Hey,
Especially,
that's cousins, not brothers.
That's
I
she's
not
from
what I
Staff.
meant when I
And
typed
in
it.
the U.S. time period, cousins were
Actually,
also okay.
she's from Staffordshire, so she's fairly countryside, but not that
Oh
countryside.
dear, I hope not that countryside, no.
And she's
And I will
not.
have you know, even in the cities in that time period, cousins were not completely a no-no. UK or the
That's
US.
not. That's not what I meant when I typed what I typed.
What we're saying is we hope that her brother is not trying to have relations.
No,
No.
it's that everybody is trying to marry Morgana except those who are trying to marry her brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
Is what I meant.
we're
I
very
mean, unless
eligible.
That way.
we said maybe we hope Morgana is also not trying to marry her brother, and that her brother is not trying
She
to
is.
marry her.
No, he's not very much into Morgana in that way. She's very
And-
much his little sister.
And neither of them are trying to marry each other off, which is the more
And
appropriate phrase.
again, because they're brother and sister and not cousins. Dang.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're not royalty, so marrying our cousins isn't as important.
All right.
Our brothers,
Very
I've
nice
heard that's
roll
also a
so
royalty
far.
thing.
Yeah.
I see Astral from and Magic Theory from Brad. You might want to say that first magical theory to help out your friend Weymont.
Help me with your magical theory and all your techno wizardry.
I got a 20 on magical theory. That is not bad.
I'm a roll.
On your magical theory? Okay. So
Yes, I would like to roll magical theory. I
well,
may
you
I
can
may have
forget.
to I may have to throw a karma on that.
Again? I forbid
might.
Forbid.
Hey, how does
I
a
forget that.
17 go against your social defense?
A
Against
17
my
versus whose social defense?
Chris's.
I mean,
I
it
don't
would
know.
beat it. Like it would beat most people's social defense.
How many raises?
Right. So my social defense is like hang on, I'll check.
Okay. And for anybody
It's
who's
10.
watching
My
or
social
listening, go ahead.
my social defense is 10.
Okay.
So one
So
raise.
one
So
raise.
one
Because
raise.
every raise is 5. For anybody who's watching, every raise is 5.
What
are you
are
up
you trying
to,
to do to
River?
me? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm being very inspiring.
Oh,
If she inspires your roll, what does that do for his roll?
+1 per success and per raise.
So you get a +2.
+2 on is just a straight +2 or a +2 step?
Straight
I like
+2
step.
steps.
+2 steps on
Mathematically,
on
they work
action
out
test.
very similar.
Oh
I
yeah,
like the
but
step personally better.
but there's a
Because
little
there's
bit of
always
variance
the
if you do
chance.
it with the step.
I like the step better. I'm gonna let me August finish up what they did before that whopping why do you hate me 30 roll on Phalor.
That was on D6s.
Well, all of your dice hate me. And they all can sit in there. Your dice gel is not big enough for all of your dice, but at least the D6 in the little cubby. Get in there.
All right.
Okay.
So now that I
I'm
have an additional 2 on the step, that introduces a D8 to my roll.
no D8s. They are forbidden.
It
Forbidden.
was my Italian one as well.
Well, your Italian one was naughty. Naughty, naughty.
I'm
trying to learn.
afraid.
I'm trying to learn
Rounds.
Italian. I'm trying to learn Italian, and for a gift, a friend got me a dice that has the Italian numbers on it.
Nice. Aren't they
Right.
the same though? Or is it the written out word versions?
Yeah.
Andy, you're not going to like this.
Well, then I quit and I take my toys and I go home. Oh, wait, I am home.
Hooray! Sure
This
did.
is like my first marriage. I had ruby slippers and I clicked them 3 times. Apparently, getting married at your house does not help that. So I know.
All right. Hang on a second. I'm doing mathematics.
Were you still in Kansas at the time?
Was there what?
Were you still in Kansas at the time?
I was not in Kansas. I was in Missouri, but I did have ruby slippers on.
Okay. To be fair, the D8 rolled a 1 the second time around.
The second.
So
You're not going back into jail.
hang on. I'm still doing maths.
All of the maths?
Yeah, just all of them.
There's more
Because
than
there are
one.
multiple, you know.
Well,
there is more than one.
Well, Weymont is doing the maths. I have a friend,
Okay.
and I was watching a program, and they're like, it can't really be a UK production. It was a bad movie, right? Because they used miles. And I'm like, I think they still use miles. And we looked it up, because if I couldn't find the answer, I was going to ask you guys today. But the answer seems to be yes. A lot of people still use miles.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just no.
Okay, Andy, I have done the maths.
I'm not happy though.
No, you're not going to be happy with this.
Okay, what's the maths?
I rolled a 52.
So putting
You
them in
plan,
the dice
you
jail
plan.
has
What?
made them.
What was it that you
better.
rolled that
Put them-
on?
I want you to put them back in the dice jail. And I want you to
So-
pick up the dice jail. I want you to walk to the nearest window and chuck that bitch right out.
So to explain, Brad, right? With the addition of the 2 to the step, right? My roll was 2d12 plus 6 plus d8, right? One of the
Yeah.
12s rolled a 10. One of the 12s rolled a 12. The d6 rolled a 6, and the d8 rolled an 8. Then the d8 rolled a 1. The d6 rolled a 3, and the d12 rolled a 2, I believe.
Okay, so this is a lot to unpack. So, all 3 of the other children definitely lonely, but for various reasons. Whether it's finances, illness, being from a wealthy family, whatever the thing is, all of them seem lonely. One of them, like the very first one, is literally being raised by an older sibling who is maybe 15, 16, and trying to keep their share of and let's just be really, really honest here, the flat is like got 12 people living in it. And the younger brother is the youngest thing there, and everybody who's living in that flat, they're not related in the least, and they're all working trying to keep food on roof over, etc. Probably the most sad example in the group. Thankfully, not the one that Morgana rode so way on, because otherwise Morgana might be being followed around and, for the rest of her life with a puppy. But yes, all of them, they're obviously very sad for different reasons. Lonely is definitely a theme. As far as astral sight, especially that second one, Brad, where you have that 23, it's the faintest of faint. At that second house, you do still find traces of magic still at the window, which you are pretty sure is the window that the shadow thing is coming in and out. Okay.
Shadow thing.
All right. Now I'm going to, before I get back to you, Weymont, because I will be getting back to you,
Right.
I'm going to jump over to August. August,
Hi.
you in between these visits to houses, because I mean, there's 3 different ones, and by the time you get across London and things like that, this probably takes you guys a couple of days to have gone through all 4 of these, right?
Right.
The night in between, you have a dream or a
Mhm.
nightmare, depending on how August wants to feel about it. It's weird images of what you highly suspect are the Fey realm.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, you don't see the maker, but you hear a voice, and it's very, to August, it's particularly creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, the gist you get is, yes, I can make all your dreams come true. And you feel like the impressions you got is it's making something, but there's something creepy about it, very creepy. And there's something about what he's making, you're not creepy voice. Is what creepy voice is making that you believe it's making ink, and you do not feel that this is simply my subconscious and my conscious are trying to marry things together. You feel like this dream is a memory that is coming back to you in a dream-like fragment.
Okay.
You are not pleased with any of this. Something about the creepy voice, other than it's creepy and it's fey and you hate all of this, particularly you don't like. Not just I hate fey, but I hate that a
Specifically
lot,
that.
a lot. And no good. Like the idea of I'll make all your dreams come true sounds lovely and happy, but it is not. It is not to you at all.
Be careful what you wish for.
Okay. So
Mhm. The next day, August will be very unsettled for those of you who can, read him, which is most of you.
So the last 2 houses, which would be the first 2 that you know of disappearances houses, August is particularly unsettled the entire time.
Are any of the
Now,
children named
go ahead.
Ben? Are any of the children named Bendy?
No? Why? It's a very
Wendy.
weird thing to ask.
Bendy and the Ink Machine is the horror game where an ink demon makes ink out of children.
Why would that even go into Mac's head? Why would that be in Mac's head?
I think that was Maury Drew question.
That was a true question.
I'm gonna have to look into this game because I don't know that I know this. I like horror games, so I will look into that. The rest of you are helping with the looking for. You do not find any ink at those houses. Thank you, Drew. That makes it a lot easier for me to find that. You don't see any connection with necessary looking glass fever or anything like that. The theme of very lonely little boy is definitely there. Weymont.
What is
Weymont,
it? Yeah.
you are pretty sure, and in part thanks to Mac insisting on you getting a sample of the ink, Mage ink, magic ink stuff, that you can indeed trace. You are going to need some help, at a minimum from Nigel, maybe another mage. This is going to fall into some, you're going to be doing some ritual-esque things to basically create something to track this. But all the maths work out really well in Nigel, or in Waymont's head, and Weymont doesn't necessarily think magic is all that numbery, but strangely enough, because you did so well, all of the numbery maths in your head make really good sense to Nigel. And Nigel, when you explain this to him, is like, oh, really? Please see how that would work.
This will once again be Weymont standing holding a cigarette, basically patting a big blackboard. with like chalk all over it.
Dusty pants and some string glued everywhere that everybody other than apparently Nigel and Weymont. I don't know what type of creepy, weird ass art project that is, but it's ugly. And I think because you have done so well, not only does the Nigel absolutely fucking understands what you said, absolutely, without question. Also, you guys on this ritual are going to get like a step 3 bonus. And we're going to roll your magical theory because I feel, well, I don't know that would be magical theory. You've already done the theory part. I guess it's going to be your skill that is your magic at a step 3 bonus. Yeah. But yours is slightly different than Nigel's, but that's what you're rolling.
Right.
At a step 3, yeah, you're spellcasting to basically create. You also need to pick what item you're using that's going to be your indication. Like, is it a scrying device? Is it like a witching stick? What type of item are you?
Oh, no.
Dowsing rod, yeah.
We are
What are you?
going to. I am going to use a lantern.
A lantern. I like it.
And when we're going in the right direction, the light in the lantern will grow brighter.
Are we doing this as a general thing, or are we doing this as it's specific to tracing this ink?
This only traces the ink.
Then I would recommend we use a fountain pen. Keep the symbology
Well, but it's
with the ink.
Waymont's, but it's Waymont's. It's Waymont's toy.
It's fine. I'm just making that recommendation, and I can say that in character. Keep the symbology to it.
Okay, that's true.
Yes, the symbology is important. But how would you use a fountain pen to point you in the right direction?
You lay it down, and then the pen points.
Or
like
it could write the answers.
Well, it could write the answers, I suppose. All right, let's use a fountain pen then.
Ouija board.
I select lantern.
I would like the lantern if it was a generic thing, like if we can just do this and make this as a gadget. Absolutely. But if we're doing it specific to this, I think the symbology is important. But if we do this and it works, if it works here, we might be able to make one otherwise.
If you were a mad scientist, you could absolutely probably make a more general version.
I have craft device, which lets you make magical devices. So if if it works, we get the theory established. I absolutely could do this later and make a more general version.
All right, I've got it.
Okay.
Right.
Hi, Joe.
We will use a lantern. However, we will have 2 compartments in the lantern, one for oil and one for ink. That way, we can make a regular gadget later, where we can switch out what the second part of the lantern's running on.
And just kind of make it like a central chamber where you can put whatever it is you're trying to track.
Exactly.
Okay, well, while they are building their specialized lantern to imbue it magic and doing those rolls, that roll with your bonuses. I need to step back to at least Mac. I don't know if River's involved in this, but I seriously doubt that August would be. At least in that overnight period, did you want to check in with your mics and ask them questions?
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, I am being nowhere near the mice.
I kind of figured that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I didn't know if Mac invited River to help or not.
that's fine.
Well, I haven't made a point of it, but I've been picking up like in those lonely houses with the kids and junk. I'll have picked up just like splinters or other little knickknacky things that are the equivalent of negative energy treats for the mice.
I will allow it, but I will remind you that you probably should say that when you're there.
Okay. Well, it's just a role playing thing, and
It
I will
is,
go.
but it's actually more than a role playing thing in the fact that it changes and affects what
Okay.
impressions and things. Does that make
All right.
sense?
Yeah, I would, make no big deal about it, but I would
No,
like
no,
to
I'm
have
not
some.
making a big deal. I'm just saying in the future, make sure you make a point of that.
Sure. So I will have my little treats, and I'll go visit with the mice. I like the mice, so I will visit with
I,
them, see how they've been doing. Say I'm so glad
when
that
you say
they're.
visit,
Yeah.
do you mean actually go through the mirror? Or are you
Um,
saying on this side, just communicating with them? Both are
uh,
fine. I just need to know which visit.
I think I would start off by just getting the mirror going and putting the little treats on the ledge for them.
So, like wood slivers, probably not as good as maybe the drawings of being lonely or something like that.
Nothing,
The wood
nothing that
sliver,
there's substance to it. Just little things to
yeah.
say I was thinking of them.
So, because it does actually matter in certain respects, mice eat the negative energy.
Yeah.
So, it has to, like, which is why I'm saying, like, wood slivers would not have anything to feed the mice because unless the wood was used in a weapon, it doesn't have negative whatever. The pictures of loneliness would have an emotional impact, or something like the handkerchief that the mother cries into would have impact as far as feeding ability. Does that make sense?
I hear you. Are they hungry?
Do you, I mean, how do
I'll
you
ask.
know if mice are hungry?
No, there's that.
Unless they get hungry enough that they say, please, you know.
Morgana will have
And
been
here's the
over the
thing,
last year
you
and a
don't
day.
remember that year, and you're not even sure how much they were fed while you were gone.
Okay. Well,
You believe that you spent that time with them, but that's all very sketchy in memory land.
yeah, yeah, I understand. He's got the big holes in his memory. Well, then, before going to see I'll go out and find some minor misery things like on the street. London is a shit show, and it's all been
That
soaked
is
in that.
true.
Place. And I will get them some minor misery thingies, and then check in with them, see how they're doing. I'm just being friendly. I'm not trying to
No,
upset the apple cart of plotting.
no, no, no. But you can't necessarily upset the apple cart of plot.
Okay.
River, roll your perception. Just, and I will. So you basically prick a finger, something like that. Lay the item on there on the mirror, and whereas before in the very early times you do remember because you remember before you got like a message back on the mirror. In this case, you're actually seeing some of the mice. And the kind of hovelish warehouse that they had been in looks very different. It's cleaner, it's more cozy. If that description gives you the idea of, like tablecloths and doilies and such, and maybe blankets and even little pillows, which would be a pretty accurate description. So it's very different from what you remember from the one time you were there. What did you get for me over there, River?
15 perception.
Very nice. First thing that strikes you is that it looks so different than the bleakness. The next thing that's going to be a very big thing with that 15 is, Mac, you are not surprised that the mice also look better, healthier, less like undead horror monsters.
Okay, that's
River, you
good.
notice that, but the part that's, I think, really important for River to notice is the fact that Mac doesn't seem surprised, whereas for you, it's a surprise.
So we
Sorry, try that again.
oh, so we were both gone, but
Mm-hmm.
I was gone to a different place than he was gone.
If that is your interpretation, that is your interpretation. The GM says nothing, just that you notice that they are very different, and that for whatever reason, Mac does not seem to notice it. Mac, the description stands, it's not, it feels just correct to you. It feels
Yeah.
normal to you.
Yeah.
So
And they're like, they wave at you. The smile's still a little creepy. Sorry, just gonna put that out there. The Dormouse smiles as they wave are still kind of creepy looking. Perhaps because they're mice who are wearing clothes. That's the other thing. Their clothing is even improved. Not as ratty.
does
Raggedy?
it look like
No, I kind of like the
we're
ratty
stepping
pun there.
into a facsimile of Morgana's home?
No. It just doesn't look as. It looks more homey and clean, and like they have more comforts than the warehouse-ish thing looked before. But it does not seem to be reflecting Morgana's home. And I will say this for Nigel. I don't know if he's looking over the shoulder or looking at this. They're still raggedy, just not bad. It
Oh
was
no,
pretty bad.
I'm not looking at all. I just said I like the ratty pun because ratty mice.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. See, I can be punny on occasion. One of them holds up little like flip signs that seems to be like a piece of paper somehow attached to like a toothpick, and seems to have several of them. And it's like Miss, and then you.
Aw. Well, then I'll go through the mirror. Go visit.
Okay, River, do you go through the mirror as well?
Leave a
I'll
note
leave
and
a
then
note.
go.
I'll leave a note that that's what I'm doing, but I'll go if they're missing
Well,
me.
I thought River was with you when you opened up the mirror. I could
Yeah,
be
it's
wrong. So, River, you go with,
Yeah. Leave a
and you
note
leave
and
a
go
note
through.
in case somebody else sees. Gotcha. Okay, I gotcha. They do not seem as lovey towards River as they are towards Mac. But they do seem affectionate towards Mac. And they have a pile of either words or crudely drawn pictures to represent words on toothpicks. They like have a pile of them. It's not a very big
nice.
pile. They're still dormice.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a form of communication.
Yeah. Well, I will play with them and let them say what they want to say, and give them some positive energy.
Mostly, there's a lot of chattering that doesn't matter or mean anything other than attention.
Yeah.
They like positive attention from you. They still eat negative.
Yeah, it's fine.
River, as you look around and explore, it's not like finery, but it's as if somebody gets a piece of a dress and then they made that into blankets. Cut into, and there's almost like little sleeping areas and things like that. Like there's a more of a sense of family together coziness here than what you remember. And they're definitely very apparently familiar with Mac.
I have one question, just as a soldier looking around. Does it look like they are safe here, wherever their den is?
You should have some sort of like military skill set.
I
Like,
have life as a soldier. I have my background in Earthdawn. I'd say half magic, but I don't know what to use.
I was gonna say, I thought that there was like sorry?
I said probably just tactics here.
Tactics, yeah. That would actually be perfect.
Okay. I don't know that I have tactics. I will have to put that on my list to get.
What do you have that's anything in the military knowledge range?
I have life in the military, rank 1.
That works.
Right. Oh, and I get a 10 and maybe 10, and I get a 4. So 14.
All of your dice are going to jail tonight. That's it.
Is what it is, yeah.
14 tactics for
River?
14 tactics for defensibility if it looks safe.
For River? Okay.
Yeah.
So River, you don't see anything that looks unsafe. But you don't really see any necessarily defenses in the area you're at. Mac, combined with some other maybe memories or whatever, there aren't a lot of defenses here because they're outside of here. They're on the outside. This is bunkhouse.
Yeah, I understand. So I'll just walk around with them and we'll do a little safety check, make sure they're doing okay. I'll spend a little time with each of them that I can, but I want to make sure they know someone is thinking of them, that they're safe, that they have a nice place, and
I mean, in comparison, it is definitely much nicer than when you first met them. They're in River, if you follow along and go on the outside, which is very weird and airy, and it's outside in the Fey realm. So that's a whole other world that we are not going to go into right this minute. But you do realize, River, that it should be more off-putting than it is. But I believe River has always suspected that they spent that year in the Fey realm.
At least the last couple of days.
So,
so
maybe that's why it's not as off-putting for you as it would be for, I don't know, anybody else who suddenly found themselves. But yes, there seems to be security measures on the outside and secure enough that they don't seem to be being overrun by the other dormice or things like that.
And then the other thing I would like to do while I'm here is if any of them have any, limps or issues, I would like to use my healing hands to just make sure everybody's okay and so forth. I don't have any real meaning to the whole thing other than just pure role play. That's
Absolutely
what Mac would be doing.
There's the minor so-and-so fell off of something they shouldn't have fallen off of inside because they're, again, dormice, and they seem to climb anything that's climbable, which also means that maybe one of the younger ones has fallen off of something and things like that, and you are able to tend to them, the few injuries. None of the injuries seem to be battle injuries.
Okay.
So that's probably a comfort.
Yeah, that's all good.
Do you try to ask about magical ink?
Sure. When it the important thing is the connection, but I'll work that
Yes.
into when they ask me what I've been up to or in conversation. I'll talk about we're trying to save some little kids who are getting disappearing, and we know that the shadow uses magic ink.
And I will tell you that communication and all of that is much higher in advance than what they can. But you seem to muddle through as best you can, and they muddle through back relatively as best they can. And the general gist you get back is bad. Magical ink, bad. Shadow thing, bad. Something that makes it, bad. Like we
Do
put
they?
that sign up twice.
Yeah. Okay. So they're aware of it. Um, do they? I'll ask them. Is it Faerome? Do they know where it is in the Faeromes in Underhill?
They don't seem to be able to either. They don't know or they can't seem to communicate that in a way that makes sense.
Okay, and well, Underhill's like that anyway. Um, uh, didn't River, didn't you got the information about the shadow from a bird? We'll draw like outlines of that shadow and see if they can like at least confirm what it looks like, the shadow looks like. Because did you see, you didn't see it, you just had it described to you, right?
Yeah. We have not been near it when it has been active for us to have seen it in person.
All right, well, at least we know that it's in the Fey realms and it is a known entity or thing. Uh,
River, do you have any conversation type skills?
Yeah, I got a few.
You do one of them for me.
So
Tell me which one you're doing, but
I'm gonna start with etiquette for
for
interacting
that
with
lovely
them.
bonus. Good job.
12.
12, okay. You have a raise.
Did I pick up? Well, I'm guessing conversation won't apply here, or not conversation, first impression, because we're already known.
Yeah, this is definitely not a first impression.
So I guess the next one is just straight charisma. 7d12. So one success overall, or one extra success?
One raise.
So that would bring me up to Andy's favorite. It actually behaved itself. It only rolled a 6. 16 plus 8 is 24.
You feel like their understanding of magical ink is iffy. Whether them connecting to the idea of a shadow faithing, not at all. But something about the way the making of that and that bad, that seems pointed, seems more recognition to you.
Does the bad have a name that you call it?
They chitter something that you can't do with vocal cords.
Do you know where the bad bat exists?
They point in a direction, and they all seem to point in the same basic general direction out in the Fey realm, which, I mean, you guys could go trapsing that way if you want.
It's a full party conversation. That's not a
Very much
visit
so. I would.
conversation. Yeah. Well, that way lies Mordor. So we learned that. I just wanted to visit with him just because I'm friendly with him.
Well, it's also very good and important. So whereas it may seem like it's just a role-playing thing, it's not. Depending on how things go at certain points, that connection can disappear if you're not keeping it up. So
Yeah. Well, I am fine with maintaining the connection and looking for food for them as I go along, just little treats.
yep, just make sure you say something so that it's noted.
Understood.
All right, you guys try to go back.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. You guys get back. And I think this then goes out into the August curse word Faye. Had nothing to do with that, but after his night, curse word Faye. And of course, then you have Nigel and Weymont who have created this.
I would specifically like August to, I'll repeat as
Quadland.
best I can, the chittering sound that is the maker of ink, according to the Fey mice.
Okay.
Because the
I
investigator should know
want
that
to
stuff.
know. I want some sort of roll on how. I guess maybe perception on the remembering and spitting back the chittering noise.
Actually, would you allow me to use my, I mean, it'll be loud, so I don't want to startle August, but I can say it real loud. I would like to, because I use the Fey Ring of the Minotaur and the Battle Shout, I would like to actually try to recreate it in a challenge to the thing to know that someone is on its tail. Because I'm a challenging
Wait. I
thing.
thought you were bring this to August.
Pardon me?
I thought you were chittering it to August.
I am, but
And
I'm
I'm
going to do
presuming we're back at the offices at this point.
yeah,
Yeah, you're at
exactly.
the offices.
Right,
I
okay,
don't.
cool,
I
cool.
don't think that. And I'm pretty laid back, but I'm not really sure that.
Okay, I'll just make a charisma test, perception test. What do you want?
Charisma, perception. I would probably be willing to take either of those. Though. Yeah, whichever one works better for you.
It's all good.
If anyone has
I got a
mimic
7.
voice, that'd probably be the best thing for.
Yeah.
If you had it, but without
Yeah.
that, I'm trying to be easy here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
I was
good.
gonna say, speak language.
Acting.
Speak on. Like I said, if you've got something, I just don't think Battle Shout back in the real world at August work.
Okay, well, I just rolled a charisma test and I got a 7. So it's,
August, roll
Yeah.
your Fey. Roll your Fey, what, Fey knowledge? Greater Fey knowledge?
Yep. Bear with me a sec. $11.
Like a punch to the gut. And everybody knows August hates the Fae stuff, so you might want to, but it's visceral. It is a visceral effect on August.
Can I make it so it sounds at least vaguely English if I wanted to?
I will give
Well-
you a chance to do another Fae roll and see if maybe your Fae knowledge gives you a translation. I'll give you another chance at
Okay.
it.
Okay,
When
cool.
when Max sees August distressed, he gives her a hug, but he doesn't use his full strength of 25 in the hug.
You don't squish August. Good. That's nice. Don't squish
Yeah,
August.
that's nice. He's ow.
And then August has 4 broken ribs. No.
10 with the Fae roll that time.
Sorry, what was your Fae roll that time?
Only a 10.
10? No.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Whatever he just chittered, even though you can't seem to put it into proper English,
Mhm.
definitely ties to you to that memory dream.
Yeah.
And I mean, like a punch to the gut and the level of anger, even for, no offense, but August and August's feelings towards the Fae is, and here's the thing, it's not irrational. It's a rational anger.
Okay.
You feel it in your bones. It is a rational F that thing.
Mhm. Mac, can you let me go, please?
Oh, sure. I gently set him down on his feet.
Thank you. And never, ever repeat that to anyone.
Grunt.
Obviously, the hug. The hug is what you should. The overly gentle pat hug. Don't do that again. You full force them hug.
But
Always
the
don't
English are so
repeat that.
expressive. Yeah, the English are so expressive. They love that sort of thing, I thought.
I'm sorry, but it was obviously the hug. I'm just, it's just, giant troll and this fairly normal, if slighter, British gentleman, and the gentlest of pat. Never repeat that again. Sorry. Image in my head is probably funnier than it is. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, during the hug, August will have basically been so startled that Mac did that through his anger. This is August's anger, obviously, at the utterance that you've just given him, that he will have basically just not moved. Just to, help get that image out there. That, he doesn't reciprocate the hug or anything like that. It's just, this is
So
awkward.
mad he's stiff.
Yeah.
How
Basically.
do August share, or does August share? Because a lot of this is internal in August's, dream and memory. And I don't even know if August wants to or is at a point where August can internalize all of that internal strife.
So he will have asked, obviously, as he did for Mac, to please put him down or let go. And then he said, please never repeat that to anyone, what you just said.
Oh, okay, but don't they need to know who's eating the kids?
Okay, fine, then don't repeat it in my earshot.
Mac will give you a big dumb look and nod.
Thank you. I
What
just need
is
a few moments. And he will walk out the door. and go and find somewhere a little quieter that he can gather his thoughts. For,
It's the
about
office.
10,
There's other
10, 15
spaces.
minutes. Yeah. You'll go and find a quieter space.
What is Morgana and I mean, maybe Nigel and Weymont won't notice. They're quite busily, happily building a lantern with multiple cubby holes or something.
Yeah. Morgana will be looking concerned, but giving him some space. Though if he's gone for much longer than sort of quarter of an hour, she will go and find him.
Yeah, no, the
Do
plan is only
you-
to go for 10, 15 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
So
That's the
when
plan.
August comes back and the over-engineered lantern is pretty much complete, you guys discuss whatever's going on with August, or are we going to do the let's make this happen with the lantern first?
Probably going to be very British about it and, not bring it up.
It's the proper British thing to do.
And it is
Ladies, gentlemen, behold this thing.
the over.
It'll be wonderful once it gets dark.
Over-engineered lantern.
Please tell me you're going to finish this with, "It works! I am one can short of a six-pack!"
Only breaks a lot of the tension.
I'm getting the feeling that basically August is about to walk in when he hears Weymont going, "It worked!"
It's
There we
alive!
go. All right.
Weymont will light the lantern.
Other
All
than
right.
illuminating things, what does it do, dear?
What's this do there?
Well, I'm glad you asked. This lantern has been made specifically for the purposes of tracking that magical ink we discovered.
So we can find traces of it in the dark?
No. The closer we get to the source, the brighter the lantern will glow. Look at it! Isn't it incredible?
I'm sure it's perfectly wonderful. Shall we then? What, we walk in spirals and wait for the light to get brighter?
Weymont will regard Nigel. Philistines. This guy, he gets it.
So, you head out with the lantern?
Yes.
And due to someone's ridiculously high roll and all of the help from his friend Nigel and the wonderfully overly engineered lantern, you guys go on a bit of a walkabout. And it's not exactly hard. There's no real roll needed for it. It is a few hours of walkabout. And
I
you
do want to
end
point
up
out, and Andy, I think you just named in Earthbound Name Magic the wonderfully over-engineered lantern. I think that is just that is just a name worthy of a thread item.
and at the rate they're going to turn it into one. So I mean that works. We should put it wonderfully over engineered lantern. That way.
No, it's Waymont's wonderfully over-engineered lantern.
I apologize. I will fix that. If I can spell Weymont today, we will see. My spelling has always been bad. There we go. Oh, I have to put the apostrophe S. I apologize. The editors will kick my tush. There we go. Wonderfully over-engineered lantern. The roll. Hold on. August had an eidetic memory test while sitting there gathering his thoughts, trying to remember why he is angry about this. Interesting. And Weymont, August upon that later.
Okay, that's fine. I was just putting it out there while, as something, that's what he was doing in that 15 minutes. He was just trying to
Centering
recenter
and
himself and remember why he gets so angry, particularly about this,
and I will
not
say
just
this:
because it's Faye.
the only thing is that it's connected to the dream, and whatever that noise is makes fucking sense to August. Like, and this is not in the. I'm just using the word because I like the word. There's a level of sheer anger and hatred to that name, and it
Okay.
is a name.
Visceral.
It's visceral, yeah. I think I used visceral earlier. It was like a
Yeah.
visceral punch to the gut.
Yeah.
It's there for you, August. And like I said, the one thing you are super, super clear on at this point is not just because Faye.
Yeah.
Since it's a noise that you can't make with your mouth, Discord has the soundboard, but probably the best one is just the duck quack. Because you only have like 6 noises.
You can upload noises. You can.
Yeah, but we gotta have Nitro to make those work.
I have Nitro.
Well, you can make it work. I can't do it on my end.
So I'm putting this in the text so that we don't forget in case somebody copies it over into the lovely Google Doc.
What
Well,
the
we have
noise
an
is?
anonymous Dumbo.
Just the creepy.
No, we have an anonymous Dumbo octopus who keeps updating things, and an anonymous
me.
anteater. All right, okay.
And you're an anonymous turtle.
Since
Oh,
you've taken
nice.
some time to think about it and all of that, Mac will be right back. It's not just the creepy voice. There's something about the all your dreams come true.
Uh-huh.
Which again, and I said this earlier, that
Yep.
doesn't sound threatening,
Oh, that
but
depends.
to you it does.
It never
it
does.
It's on a lot of things.
All right. Does anybody else need a minute while we wait for Mac to come back?
No.
So I'm not going to repeat that, but when you know, you know. Okay. Comments in the text channel. All right. So but again, it's not hard to follow the lamp. If you start to go down the wrong street, block, whatever, it dims. It's, for a lack of better term, communicating quite clearly with you the direction you should be going. You end up on
it works.
It works well, even. In all truth, Morgana, you're not really sure why you went from the office pretty much back to your neighborhood, but you kind of, oh, that's never good. Much in Morgana's neck of the woods. Outside a house that's actually probably even a little bit ritzier than Morgana's. Not that Morgana's house was not ritzy, as we all know. And at this point, it's pretty well, I guess, because you guys would have been working on this stuff for a day or two. It's probably fairly late in the evening.
There we are.
There
Now,
are
by the way.
lights. There are a few lights on downstairs and maybe a couple of lights upstairs. But otherwise, it seems to be a very quiet, wealthy, cozy home, mansion, aristocrat mansion,
Estate.
state.
No,
good
it'll
term.
be a large townhouse because we're talking Mayfair.
Manor.
Let's put it. Let's go with this. It is closer to estate than townhouse. It's probably one of the richest ones in your neighborhood.
That's a pretty impressive house.
Like, we are bordering on, you aren't just in the upper echelon. This is getting into you could have a low end duke or something's family. Yeah.
just to be clear, and yeah, might be a London geography lesson for everyone
Good.
here. Given Morgana lives on Berkeley Square, that puts her within a literal stone's throw of Buckingham Palace
Yes.
and Marlborough Palace, which is where the current Prince of Wales
Yes.
lives.
Buckingham Palace, I know what that is.
There's a whole lot of serious houses and a whole lot of dukes in their neighborhood.
Yes.
I'm just trying to
So-
pull up.
Oh, good. I like maps. But
Yeah.
that's the exact type of neighborhood we're talking about. This is ritzy for your neighborhood. And your neighborhood was already ritzy.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the Ritz isn't too far off our neighborhood, literally.
Yes. See, and I do appreciate that because as not a UK person, I know that I am not as versed. I get that, and I
it's
appreciate it.
startling how close all of this, because you've got essentially the Mayfair area, then you've got the Mall and Pall Mall, which is where the major palaces are. Then you've got St. James's Park, and literally on the other side of that, across
Is
that, you've
Buckingham.
got Buckingham Palace
So-
at one end, and then you've
so
got the
this is
Admiralty
like-
and the House of Parliament at the other.
Yeah.
It's all in sort of a mile of
walking
each other.
distance.
Yeah.
Walking distance. But yeah, so this would be closer to the one up from you, but still technically kind of in your neighborhood. But it's It is not in the least that this could be a lower aristocracy duke type of thing by any stretch.
Give me a moment.
So, Mac, basically, just to catch you up, they follow it. The lamp is very easy to follow. They're in basically Morgana's neighborhood, but on, not that we needed wealthier than Morgana's, but on the wealthiest end of Morgana's neighborhood, and looking at a very, very quiet, calm, mansion, basically. Sorry, estate, town, super cool townhouse. However we want to look at that.
I will give a low
There-
whistle. If it's swankier than Morgana, that's outside of max range. He gives a low whistle, and then he will sniff the place.
All right, give me a,
Just like-
yeah. Just so River on tactics. When you say approaching routes, do you mean like to the front door? Are you talking to a window? What type of approach are you looking for? Because the tactics roll is good, but I want to make sure I tell you the correct type of thing.
Approach and breach for hostiles.
As in, you guys are hostily breaking in, so you're looking for like a window or a break-in point.
No.
Yeah, like breach and entry.
Okay, so, really quick. Brad, you guys took at least 2 days to go to all 4 of the other families, and then probably another 2 days to do the thinking things through and the building the lantern and the spell. And so you guys would be 4 days, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday evening.
Wednesday the 16th.
So that would be 16th in the evening.
I have a question again. I apologize for being AFK. I had a phone call, but it's my understanding you made the device, the wonderful over-engineered machine, Weymont's wonderful over-engineered machine
wall.
to find the ink, and we don't know whether it's another lonely kid who's about to be kidnapped or has traces and we're intercepting, or if it's the villain's lair or anything at this point. So why are we doing a break-in thing at this point?
We're not. I'm just looking at how to approach. If this is the lair.
Yeah, would Morgana be able to point out if there's a kid's room on an upper floor? Like, what would you look for?
Andy,
Yes,
secret
I was
areas
going
from
to answer you. You
marvelous.
don't need to know who might live there. You know exactly who lives there.
Marvelous.
Your mother set you up with him, and while August was gone, you guys have been pretty friendly with one another. Maybe not exactly romantically friendly, but we will say that if August never returned, he wouldn't have been a bad choice in your life. You guys have become fairly friendly. You both have mothers who are, well, you know who your mother is. You don't really need me to explain that
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Because of that and your lovely role, he has even opened up to you that he has a younger brother who is rather ill and has been rather ill to the point that the last few months, and I mean, August has been back about a week.
Yeah.
The last few months, you haven't even heard much from him. You, reading between the British lines, believe that the brother's health had taken a worse downturn. Keeping in mind he is much more in your age range and the brother is much younger, was a late in life surprise.
Yeah. Morgana's one of those as well. So, I was just seeing.
But this is a big age gap between the two. Because
Yeah.
the brother would be 11, maybe 12. You're not
Yeah.
exactly sure, but that's about the you actually were probably, until everything got so caught up with August, were probably to the point of calling upon him as a friend to check on him and to see if his brother had passed. You had not heard that his brother passed, which you would have your
Yeah.
mother, if nothing else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being friends with his mother.
But it had been a little while since we'd last spent
It's
time
been
together.
probably a couple of months. And like I said, the last you had heard, the impression you were left with is that the brother's health was drastically worse.
Oh. Yes, I presume Morgana will get most of that fair. When we arrive and we're looking at the house, that's not sort of Morgana has to think about that. That's just Morgana knows it.
Yeah, with that 21, just the fact that when you see the house, it's going to 21 gives you some bonuses on some of the how bad the brother's health is. The reading between the lines on that, the 21, yeah. You don't really need the role per se on exactly, you know who these are, you know exactly who the family is. Literally speaking, you know the father is out of the picture. Not because
Yeah.
he's dead, he's just too busy with other things. The mother is very much like your mother, very busy being a duchess
That's
and
right.
doing duchessy things. Um, the brother handles a lot of the everyday business affairs. The father's in the House of Lords. You already knew this. You actually, with that 21, might even know some of the stuff he works on in committees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The big thing is that you do have you have a bludgeoning. I mean, you have a good friendship with him at this point, if nothing else.
Yeah.
The brother's health wasn't great. He doesn't talk about it a lot. This is very much a secret of the aristocracy. His health was not good when you met him over a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, he's been almost non-communicative for about 2 months, which is not your norm with him. You guys are friendly
And
enough that you catch up at least every few weeks.
and
Have tea.
2 months is
Yeah.
2 months is the time scale we're looking at for these missing persons, isn't it?
Oh, that would be about that, wouldn't it?
Oh shit, says Morgana as we look at the house.
That sounds encouraging.
I know who lives here. And I think I've have a idea about what might be going on. Well then, let's go pay a call.
So, are we breaking in?
No, Morgana's going to go and knock on the door.
What?
I did a scan there. I was looking astrally to see if I could find the source. I got a 35.
Oh. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. Yes. Yes. There is definitely magic in that one room on that second floor over there.
Do I have a name for my friend?
Morgana.
The friend that your mother introduced you to, or the brother?
Both.
I'm pretty sure we named him, and my brain went blank. I thought we named him. Brother would not have been named.
I hadn't put a name in the notes.
No, you hadn't mentioned a name for him yet.
Oh, we did.
Morgana, since we know that
I'll do that.
Morgana, Mac will ask, since we know that the shadow takes them out through the windows in general, do you want Mac on guard outside or do you want me with you? Keeping an eye on the window.
Inside.
Okay.
All of us inside, but this is something we should deal with sensitively.
Well, looking at the source, is it active or has it already gone?
All right, I have to unmute to talk to you. It's there. It's not gone. It's there.
So this isn't sensitive. This is holy shit. Get in gear. We got to deal with this now.
Or it's just there's ink in the room.
The magical source is active.
In other words, you guys, this ain't the time for niceties. We need to deal with this now.
Morgana, it's your cue. Well, how do you want to do this?
Names are in there. The Duke of Lancaster, which the father technically has that title. Your
He
friend
can't
is
be the Duke of
Peter.
Lancaster. Andy.
He can't be
the Duke of Lancaster. The Duke of Lancaster is Queen Victoria.
Oh, well then no, he can't be that.
It can still be called Peter Lancaster.
Yeah, because it could be the family name. They could be related to the royals from that
They're
branch.
related. Okay. Sorry, it's just not the Duke of. The last name is Lancaster. They are related.
Duke of Westmoreland.
Sure, the dad's the Duke of what?
Westmoreland. It's another area of this part of the world.
I'll let you type that because I can. There you go. Because I would have put that as 2 words. I would have had West and then Moreland. But all right, Duke. So Duke of. And that's the father until the father dies. But yes, Lancaster is the family name. They are related. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. And we are back to Morgana. I guess they're looking at you saying, how are we handling that?
We go in, we ask what we need to ask. I have a friend. I visited this house quite a lot. My friend Peter's younger brother is very ill.
And who is it who had the astral sight lock on the thing?
I did.
Okay. So are we in emergency mode or not, Morgana? What's your cue? How do you want to deal with this?
We talk about this and then we find out. This may be something doing terrible, terrible things with the very best of intentions.
All right. So I will be watching Morgana, but I will also be watching Nigel. If he gives a cue that it's on the move, I'll go rescue the kid and leave Morgana to clean it up.
I mean, Andy, tell me, because I'm not sure. Is the thing like actively up there right now? Like I'm seeing what I may not be able to tell exactly what it is, but do I actually see that it's there?
Yeah.
Then I'd
Yep.
say the hell with the niceties. Let's levitate and get the hell up there. We'll deal with the rest later.
The thing may be the sun in question. Either of them.
Sorry, I missed the first part of that, Morgana.
The sun may be the thing in question. I think either Peter is trying to collect people to help his brother get better, or his brother is doing it as part of his illness, whatever that is.
Shall we knock?
Morgana will knock.
Nigel, let me know if it moves.
I will. I'll probably keep an eye outside here then, so that we've got somebody out here to respond, and then I can, start shouting or whatever.
Okay. So Morgana is marching up to the front door.
Yep.
Followed by everyone but Nigel. Nigel is waiting outside going, if that moves, it's on. Correct?
Yep.
Well, yes.
Oh, God.
I mean, I think I could wait with Nigel.
Okay, so that's what I'm just checking where
we
everyone's at.
We
So
should
Weymont is staying out with Nigel?
We should have a mage go with them. Weymont, why don't you go with them? River, do you want to stay out here with me?
River can stay out there with him, and he'll switch to skeet shooting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's get the firepower out here.
Okay, so
I'll have the parrot. So.
Oh, well, interesting. What's doing? The parrot is agitated. You have been around the parrot enough that the parrot is agitated. You will also have been around the parrot enough and have your memories of the last year. The parrot is almost always agitated around face.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna get up my Fey gun. Or my anti-Fey gun, however it works.
Morgana, you go to the door. It takes a moment, probably because most of the household is off to bed. You know the butler very well. He comes to the door, and he has that very stuffy, like, why are you bothering us at that? And then he sees you, Lady Morgana. I did not know you were calling this evening. I apologize. I must have gotten my dates wrong.
I apologize for not calling ahead. This is Peter in.
Of course. One moment. I will see you in the parlor and have him fetched immediately. Is he kind of, as he's leading you that way, tries to kind of whisper, is this maybe one of those discussions that the lady and lord? And it takes you a minute to be like, why would we bring the parent? He's basically asking if you've like accepted a marriage proposal or something. Like, he's low-key asking if you two have, made some, like, maybe Peter has asked you and he doesn't, like, is this a celebration thing?
No. But it's very important.
Which is not the tone he used to you, and he senses that this is odd and he hurries, but is unsure what's going on. So you guys are seen into basically a parlor of some form, sitting room, whatever. And a few moments later, Peter comes in and he starts to just call you Morgana, but seeing that there's the bunch of you, or Lady Morgana, I wasn't expecting you. May I ask what's going. He stumbles a little bit. You can
Have you
tell
been-
he's tired. I'm not going to make you roll
Have-
for it. You know him, your friends. Tired.
Have you been trying to help your brother?
And there's a moment where all of the wonderful, I'm a proper British lordship just kind of steps in and goes, of course I'm trying to help my brother. Dying. I've had every doctor that you can imagine. Not like my father could be bothered, but if there is another doctor I don't know of, I will find him as soon as I can. Why would you ask such a thing?
Have you been doing anything else to try and help him?
What else is there to help him?
Yeah. Empathic sense 17 to tell. He's confused, I hope.
Yes.
I got an 11 on that. I just popped it in the chat.
Sorry, what was yours? Oh, 17. So yes,
11.
for August, he's angry and
Mhm.
scared and frustrated and confused. Morgana, especially since you know him, he's exhausted. He is beyond exhausted. There's that little slip, not that my father. It dawns on you that whatever's going on with the brother is severely bad.
Yeah.
And you've not heard that the father's come home from whatever the hell he's doing.
Can we see your brother now?
What is this about? And again, at least I feel like for Morgana, you will understand that there is an edge of anger to this that is not necessarily directed at you per se, but just as the what the is going on.
We've been investigating missing children. The trail led us here.
What he was just here. I
No.
checked on him not that long ago. He runs as if
I will follow him.
Following.
I'm not going to stand in the way of a fast-moving Mac. I will follow
and he
behind.
ends up. He runs out into the big main, grand hall type of thing. Runs up the staircase and is running down the hall. And he basically bursts into a room. Just really quick, for River and Nigel, do you guys want to do a awareness check because you are very actively looking at the room? And River, I see and I note that 16 on conceal.
Yeah, but plans changed. I'm not in the house, so
Just in case you wanted to still conceal it, I see that you have.
I'm just getting up to the awareness thing. There it is. Okay.
18.
River.
Hang on.
Okay.
34.
That's right. You want to give 34?
34. I got
River, there are definitely shadow movements that are going to be happening up in there. I don't know. You see everything, Nigel. You're, if nothing else, you are absolutely convinced that at least Mac, if not all of them, maybe definitely more than one of them, are up in that room you're watching. They burst through the doors. You definitely can't miss Mac. Pretty sure you see the others, or at least glimpses of them, bursting to the room of the magic that you have been staring at. River, there's definitely motion up there.
All right, well, if we've got boots on the ground, I'm going to cast a levitate so that we can levitate when we're standing outside the window. So if anything tries to get out, it's blocked by us.
Okay. So you and River are now up at the window, looking in and back into the room. Simon is in his bed, writing in a journal.
I think this is a good opportunity for me to use Astral Sight.
Might be. He seems a little startled and then starts coughing. I'm not making anybody roll it's pretty obvious that there is blood when he coughs.
All right.
Mac, even out of 5, there's magic in the room.
14 on the
Oh.
astral sight roll, yo.
I will.
Ray- 1 second, really quick. River, you're, I thought, levitating outside the window with Nigel.
Yeah. Taking a
Not-
position behind Nigel so she can surprise some if there's a enemy that doesn't see them, or just the whole fact that it would be really scary to see someone with a shotgun floating outside your window.
Oh, yeah,
would
I'm
be,
gonna
so
stand
you're-
behind the mage as the
Hey,
as the cover.
she's slight.
It's scary enough that there's a person. I will say this, River is correct. It would be even scarier that there's a person floating out your window with a shotgun. That's kind of like the whole, if there was a clown floating outside my window on the 2nd floor, I would just shoot that because that's scary stuff. I would say strange people with the shotgun outside the window is scary. Yes. So she's kind of ducked behind you, so she's less scary with the shotgun.
I'm just saying, I'm not exactly a big guy.
River's not all that big either.
Yeah, but the shotgun might
kind
be.
of duck to the side. August has a point. You can kind of duck to the side so that the curtains would be blocking you from most view. I can,
Yeah.
Andy, is the book or the ink generating the magic presence, or is it the kid, or can I not tell?
You can't tell. But
This is why I
definitely
was doing.
Yes,
Oh, that's what
and
you were
I'm
doing.
just about to get to
Okay.
him. Yeah, but you definitely, it smells magic, and even at the 5, it's the magic you've been sniffing before.
Understood.
Now,
I
will
I
go
will drop to
to.
the party. The Ink Master's magic is here.
Okay.
No, I don't think we need that being said. I
Weymont.
think we've all worked that out.
Weymont,
Yeah.
you're astral.
Yeah.
What was it? I didn't see it go by. I might have
16.
missed it.
1, 6. 16.
That is the magic ink you've been tracking. In that boy's quill and his desk table and the little bottle.
So that the thing that's causing the magic in this room is the ink in the bottle and the quill.
Yes. At about this time, Peter's like, "Oh, thank goodness!" And he's reaching for a glass. It's okay. I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to startle you. It's okay, Simon. That.
Hello,
And he
Simon.
looked at you, Morgana, as if you just kicked a kitten. Why are you trying to scare us? We have enough on our plate.
Weymont will
Because
largely ignore the
stealing-
man and walk past him.
Because he's stealing children, he's kidnapping children. How are you doing it, Simon?
Weymont, Peter basically blocks you, and if you want to push past him, it's going to be some sort of strength or something. But he's not letting some strange man he doesn't know near his very sick young brother.
Weymont will tilt his head to one side and says, "Son, drop the quill."
And Peter and Morgana, you will have a lot of respect for this. It is the absolute, most perfectly, not necessarily practice, very English, Lord of the Manor voice. I don't know what all of you are doing, but my brother is ill, and you will take this outside of his room. You will not disrupt his rest any further. And this is the type of tone, he's never used that tone around Morgana before. Very much he's gone from panic to what the hell to he is going to separate you people from his brother to protect his brother.
Here to help, Peter. Let us do
I'm
what we
not
do. You know what
leaving.
I do.
Then you
I'm
will
not
explain
asking.
yourself. We are friends.
We
And
are
as my
friends.
friends, you know Simon is ill. You will explain yourselves.
Over the last 2 months, 7 children of about Simon's age, all lonely boys, all, in some cases, ill like him, have been captured by a shadow that is leaving the traces of the ink that he's writing in that journal. I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know if he's doing it intentionally, but we are the only people in a position to help him and to help you.
And whoever is making that ink is making false promises.
Someone is using him. There are 7 other families missing children. We want to help Simon and we want to get them all back.
All right. I need from Weymont. Because you're like, how are you doing this, Simon? And do you have any? Are you using like an intimidation, a diplomacy, anything like that? How are you? How are you trying to come across? Do you have a skill to kind of help?
I have
Otherwise,
empathetic. I've got empathetic
empathetic.
sense, empathetic command. I've got first impression. I've got.
What do you want to do? How do you want? I guess more of it's how do you want to do this?
Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the boy to stop writing, essentially.
Would
You know?
empathetic command help with that?
No, because that's animals.
That's
Yeah.
animals. Yeah. I don't
Okay.
know why the mage gets empathetic command. but it's
Because of
animals.
familiars.
Ah, I see.
It ties in with with animal bond.
See, now you know how the heck Nigel pulls this stuff up.
By
That's
the
why the
way, Andy,
parent
I don't
doesn't
know if you
on him.
saw it. I did an updated
No.
astral now that I have direct sight on the kid and what he's writing. I get a 21.
Got it. It's very much the ink in the quill, the ink on the paper. The entire book he's writing in, pretty glowy.
All right. To
And
catch his
there's ink
attention.
on a side table.
To catch his attention and get him to stop what he's doing, how about impressive display?
That would probably work. Morgana and August. He's definitely calming down. And again, without even for Morgana especially, you probably have never seen Peter this scared. But you don't like this is not a I'm scared because you're in the room type of thing. It's not even necessarily totally the I'm scared because you're claiming he's whatever. Scared for his brother. August, good first impression, good conversation. He's definitely a little calmer and less I will fight you people if you try to touch my dying brother. Between the two of you. During this interaction and while I'm waiting for Weymont, Mac does apparently nudge Morgana and kind of nod at his hands. Weymont, what'd you get?
All right. I got 14 on impressive display.
What's
He
your
does.
impressive display?
Yeah.
Well,
Good question.
I will pull myself up take my hat off and say, "My lord, we do not have time for this."
To the child.
No, I will. I'll be saying that to.
Well, because you're
Peter.
trying to get the child to quit writing, so.
Yes, and at that point, I will stride forth, like coat billowing behind me, and say, "You must stop writing."
So it's a beautiful distraction. Like, look at me, pay attention to me at this moment. I like it.
Yes.
Not super aggressive. It's really good. I think it's
Just
a really.
so I understand. So he's got a book, a quill, and the ink, correct?
The ink is on a night table next to the bed, very within reach of the child. There seems to be that ink in the quill because the quill is definitely popping, and so is the book, which he was obviously writing in. Yes.
Okay. I am going to do a Gravitic draw, and I'm going to draw basically just do the pull thing, and I'm going to pull the ink to me, the vial of ink. We'll still have the book and the quill to deal with, but I'm going to take the source of the ink so that it doesn't have any more available to him. And I got a feeling I'm probably going to have to spellcast because it's going to have to go against the defense of the ink, and that's probably higher than normal.
Well, higher than normal ink, certainly.
Yeah, so does that sound logical? Am I correct in what I'm rolling?
I'll let you roll that.
All right. So the spellcasting I need.
So, while he's rolling that, yes, Weymont, he has stopped. He has looked up at you, and he's young, and this is beyond frail looking at this point. To say that Peter was not exaggerating when he may not have meant to say it totally so directly out loud. His brother's dying. When you look at the boy in front of you, who has stopped writing to look up at you, in awe of nothing else, of your fluttering cape.
I will kneel
That
down in
child is
front
fine.
of the boy and extend my hand to him and say, "Simon, isn't it? Give me the quill, please."
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to pause you for a second so I can see Brad's rolls. I'm not going to like any of you people's D8s. Not
Yeah,
a one.
I
All
got
you
a-
D8s.
I got a 44.
44. Okay. Give me another favor really quick, Brad. I need another astral roll from you.
Astral sight?
Yep.
All right. Hang on.
Also on your 44, you don't manage to hit the child with the ink. You're welcome.
Well, I'm not trying to hit because you said the ink was on the table near him, so I'm not even like.
Right. It's on. You're on the far side of it.
Yeah.
The
so
boy.
yeah, I'm out the window, so I'm just
44,
pulling the ink out.
Hit the kid.
Yeah.
Us linear people, it was somewhat funny, but the boy is between, right? So yes. By the way, Weymont, did you drop your astral?
And I got another 21 on the astral.
No, I still had it on.
All right. What was yours? Really quick, Weymont.
16.
You can re-roll yours, and I'm sorry. What was yours, Brad? That you just rolled?
I got 21 again.
21 again. Okay. On the 21, as the ink goes flying and moves away from the table, you notice that there's a snow globe on the table that is also magic. It seems to have been kind of, the ink was so blinding you didn't see it type of thing, and once the ink was of its vicinity, if that makes sense, like the ink was too bright to see the snow globe. But once you move the ink away, the snow globe becomes an obvious magical thing.
I will. Basically, once I see that, I'll point to it and say, "Mac, fetch!" Something to that effect.
And
you wanted me to roll my astral again, yes?
yes.
22.
22. Even distracted with talking to Simon, you also now notice the snow globe. Mac, August, and Morgana. Peter is a lot more calm and a lot more confused. And again, you start to like the fact that he is beyond exhausted, the fact that he is scared out of his mind, wary, is just so freaking obvious that you can't miss it. And that little bit of energy that it seemed to in his mind protect his brother from whatever the heck this is, with that kind of sail is deflated, he just seems so much older and so much tireder than you've ever, just ever. But yes, Joe, you're correct. Ink, child, window, Nigel, which by the way brings the ink floating by. Simon's eyes start to track it. Everybody else's probably eyes track it. A little bit startling to everybody that, I mean, there's a man standing outside the second floor windows, and these are tall floors. So, you know.
And he's pointing to the snow globe.
Well, Nigel or somebody has to tell you something about the snow globe.
Yeah, I
'Cause
said I
you guys
pointed
are not
as I
magic
pull
enough.
that and I see it. I point at the snow globe and say,
You
"Mac,
point?
fetch."
You say Mac fetch. I'm gonna guess that Mac can figure out it's the snow globe. I'm sure there's other things.
We'll see where I'm
Pointing
pointing.
that way.
If you
He's
if you say
pointing at the nightstand.
Okay, fine.
Nightstands always have more than one thing. I'm just saying how nightstands work.
Then I'll Mac will step forward, wink at the kid, and say, "Do you mind if we borrowed your snow globe for a minute?"
But no, I that's. And he looks at, for whatever reason, there, Weymont. I guess probably because you were talking to him. I need my snow globe, Peter. And if you don't immediately, Peter, and he's like, the snow globe is the only thing that keeps him calm, and we have to keep him calm. The doctors were very clear in that.
Which doctor? Who gave him the snow globe?
None of the doctors gave him the snow globe. I don't even know where the snow globe came from. But it is the only thing that keeps him calm. If Mac keeps moving, he's going to try to block you.
No, that's
Not
okay.
that he's going to much success, Mac.
Not going to harm the kid. I'm not threatening the kid. I'm just, Mac will like say, okay, but that's one of the things that's making you sick.
Morgana will grab the snow globe while Mac is distracting Peter.
He was sick well before the snow globe. I think. I don't.
How long has he had
Would
it?
someone please tell me what's going on? Simon starts to cry.
I think there's something in this snow globe. If I can, I'll be
All
holding it
right.
at this point.
Who's got the snow globe? Morgana does.
Morgana.
Perception awareness.
August is going to
Give me a
raise
sec.
his voice while all this is going on.
All right.
And so I won't actually shout down the stream because that's just not fair on anyone, because I can get very loud. But he will be saying, he will start off, shouting the first few words and then go to a more measured tone. Can I suggest that we take this downstairs and discuss this in a more measured fashion?
I'm going to come right back to you. I have not forgotten.
14
14
on Morgana's awareness. Yeah.
You're pretty sure there are children running around inside that snow globe.
Oh.
I had a feeling that's where they were.
I will look at it. I will hold up, Peter, this is the problem, and hold it so he can see the children.
And he's looking, because kids inside the snow globe playing in the snow, right? That seems fine. Wait, why are they moving? They're not like little.
Because they're trapped
And he
there.
looks at Simon. Simon, where did the snow globe come from? And that this is about the same time that August has like burst with the could we please? And Peter says, I will carry Simon then. We'll have some tea made.
By the way,
Hi.
has Simon given me the quill that I asked him for?
Less he's given it to you than, but at some point, once he started crying and all of the conniption or commotion, he's probably dropped it onto the book.
I will pick it up and the book.
Thank you, Weymont. You're
Um,
wonderful. That's out of character, but that's an out of character statement. But Morgana is.
And basically, Peter says something along the lines of, if you will all step out of the room, we'll get Simon.
Let's.
Still crying, by the way. And coughing, which, as mentioned before, no need to look. There is blood when he coughs for sure.
I will signal to the people outside to keep an eye on things so we can all, those of us in the house, can step out of the room so that he can then follow us down and do a sort of eyes and then follow us down. Yeah, come in downstairs.
I will follow them downstairs. I'm going to have a look at what Simon was writing in that book.
Mac will
you-
be. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say Mac will be with Peter's the brother. In case he stumbles or anything carrying the kid, because he doesn't look like that's his thing. But I look over at Morgana again. I'm like, this kid needs some healing in his lungs. I'm waiting for her cue, but there you go.
Well, look at him. Once we're downstairs, see what we can do.
So just to make sure I understand things correctly, those of you we're really quick. Nigel and River, you can probably hear, since there's some shouting and stuff, and see that they are heading back to go downstairs. Okay. So you probably are going to want to go down and join. Morgana steps out. August is stepping out.
Hang on,
Weymont,
I'm
you're
putting in the
stepping
chat.
out, but you are flipping through the journal as you step out
Yes.
because you have the journal and the pen.
Mm-hmm.
And then Morgana, you still have
And
the snow
Matt,
globe?
you are sticking around to make sure that he can carry Simon.
I'm sure he can. I'm not questioning his capabilities.
No.
but
I'm just making sure I know where everybody's at. So that's what we're doing.
because my understanding that of the scene is we have a very exhausted man carrying a very injured kid down the stairs.
Yeah.
I'm making sure that doesn't end badly.
No. That's fine. That's what I'm saying. I'm just clarifying so I know everybody. The one thing you will notice, Mac, is he's small for his age, and this child is in poor health, is putting it lightly.
I understand.
Without a medical test of some form, you're not exactly sure what's wrong, but nothing good is of the. Let me just catch up on everybody else because everyone's typing things into things. Yes, the butler will happily let River and Nigel in, and
Oh no,
apparently
I'm
put on some
checking.
tea or coffee.
I'm
I haven't
checking
gotten
the
to you yet.
outside before we.
Okay.
I'm checking the outside before we go because I'm not sure if the window's open. But
Well, it really wasn't, but I'm going to assume that it gets opened at some point so that Nigel can have the bottle of ink.
I was just expecting it to have gone straight through the window.
No, I thought you
I don't think
said.
you can take it through the window. He can take it into the window, so I'm assuming it opened. That they opened.
No,
it.
I thought you said when we came up and I looked up, I saw that the window was open and that was where the magic was coming from.
No, the light was on. But it doesn't matter. You get the window's open. It wasn't locked or anything. You could simply pull it up and get. I assume Weymont has the quill and the journal, and Nigel has the ink.
And does
And
Morgana
Morgana
still
has the
have...
snow globe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And
Any signs of the ink monster, like the spilled ink on the windowsill or anything like that?
I think the ink monster is the book.
Or the ink
there
monster is
are
connecting him through the
very
book.
likely smudges of ink on the windowsill. But as far as a sign of anything other than smudges, no. All right. August is going to stay upstairs and have a look around Simon's room. So well, just really quick, August, the window inside and outside, there are probably some ink smudges, but
Mhm.
nothing really else out of place, weird, whatever.
Okay, it was just in case. I just thought there might be
So
something.
it's a very
So-
valid and very smart just in case. Not knocking it, just giving you that. Joel, you have no idea unless you have some sort of medical.
Yeah, no, I'm guessing based on thematic stuff from Victorian literature.
If it is consumption, it's well into advance.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, for the most part, and I will even say, August, you look around, nothing is sticking out. You can, a few steps behind everybody if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Same with River. And I'm going to put all of you guys basically back in that sitting room with the butler going to get tea, coffee, things like that.
Cool.
Once you're in the room, Brad, if you would like to do that, you're welcome to do. So putting you guys all into the room. Who wants to do what?
Morgana will put the snow globe down on the table, and then we'll ask Peter. My friend Mac here has some magical skills with healing. He may be able to help Simon at least somewhat. May he touch your brother?
He kind of sighs and it's not that I say no to trying. I've tried everything. I was told that magical healing won't fix it. But you trust him not to cause any more harm. And the look he gives you, Morgana, is enough to break your heart.
Morgana will look at him. I trust Mac completely.
Then he'll nod in acquiescence. Mac,
Yes.
you want to try?
Yeah, I do. I would like to, if possible, I'll say to Simon, do you want to feel better?
And he looks at you with the muster and sass that only a child can have. Well, of course I do.
All right. Then I'm going to try to transfer. I'm a big guy and I've got big hands. I want you to take my hands and put them on your chest. And then I want your brother to say a well-wishing little prayer for you and put his hands over mine. And then we're going to try to help you. Is that going to be okay with you?
He nods. There's
Okay.
a small amount of fear, but young, new and
Yeah.
different and weird and but not
Yeah.
a creepy fear, but just,
Yeah. Well, I
And
have
both of the brothers follow the directions.
Okay. And then I would like to, I don't even know how this would work for the scene for role play stuff. I'm going to roll Healing Hands. I would like to spend karma on it because Mac would do anything for a kid. I also have.
Is it a karma skill for you?
No, it's the one you gave me. So I don't know. It's just like you said, transfer this to Healing Hands, phase Healing Hands, and I did. So I put it over there. So
I don't know that you can throw karma because I don't know that it's a karma skill for you. Not to be mean. There's.
Yeah, I'm with you. So I will.
I would like to, but
it just seems appropriate.
It does. Right. No. If you are able to do it, it's fantastic. But
yeah. Okay. And then I don't even know how to. I mean, for this is I don't know. I'm just kind of talking here. I mean, I have resist magic. I want to break the curse. I have shake it off. You know, like I have stout constitution. I got all these different things. I'm going to keep all that in mind and roll my Healing Hands and see what they say. So here we go. And I got a 6 and another 6 and a 4 and a 2 and a 1. 6, 6, 12, 4, 2, 19. Does that help the kid?
He definitely looks. His color is better. His eyes are. I don't know how to put this, but his eyes are. He looks better.
Well, that's good because that will make his brother feel better, and then
which it does.
I would like to, while the energy is flowing through me to heal the kid, I'm going to be sniffing to see if there's any connection I can pick up between him and the snow globe to have the mages attack it or something. But while all this is active, I'm hoping that it'll reveal something. So I'm just going to roll Astral Sight. It's my sniffy thing, and I got an 8. Yeah.
Sorry, what was it?
Magic flowing.
By the way,
okay.
Couple questions.
While you're rolling that, give me your questions because I have a couple of things I have to take care of too. Go ahead.
Like absolutely. 1, what is written in this book since I'm reading it? And 2, you said he was cursed? Because I mean, I can deal with curses.
I didn't. I don't think I use curse as in a technical term at any point.
No, that was just Mac then. Okay.
Yeah.
Mac views it as Mac personally views it as a curse that is transferring the spirit of the kid into the little Neverland to entertain the creature.
All right.
And somehow the ink is tied into it. So that's just how I personally am viewing it. I did not mean to imply anything larger.
No. That's fine. That's why we want to clarify some things. Brad, on a physician, you suspect either consumption or cancer. I need a magical theory from Nigel.
Okay, give me a second.
Weymont, August would also like to have a look at the journal. What you are seeing in the journal, depending on what pages earlier on, tired, don't feel well, getting worse, no one will tell me what's going on, lonely, and then that starts at the beginning and you haven't had enough time to really flip through all the way. I want to let Mythras or August kind of as well, because I don't know. I mean, August is,
I was mostly looking at what he was actually writing when we came in.
Oh, what he was writing when you came in? That specifically was
yes.
He was hoping to dream of the boys again tonight because they're going to build an igloo.
See whoever's typing in the background. Can you mute for a sec?
Yeah, I'm not picking any of that up either.
All right, so that is that specifically what he was writing is he was hoping to dream of the boys again because they're going to build an igloo tonight. Brad, magical healing, as far as you know, with the limits of what there are, will not. It might temporarily alleviate. He might do better for a while, but it won't necessarily fix the underlying. Especially probably this advanced.
All right. Well, I will keep that to myself until I have an appropriate moment to talk about it, but I'm not going to say that in front of his brother.
I kind of figured, but there you go. Morgana will try to be explaining what is going on as everyone to keep everyone calm, which you're doing a very good job of. August, you look at the journal. How does it compare with the other journals? Well, give me a evidence analysis on that, August, to see if you can very quickly kind of get somewhere.
Can I help with this? Since I also have an evidence analysis and we're kind of both there.
Yes, actually, you can. I didn't remember you had that, but absolutely, you guys can. 2 heads is better than 1 Mac. Mac, as the healing flows for people who are listening to this at some point later, as the healing flows from Mac to Simon, you rumble at Simon and Peter that you're at their service until the curse of the snow globe is broken. They both seem pleased, but I'm going to give you this without making you roll. Peter seems saddened at the same time, and I don't know if you will realize the why on that. August, I think the Discord changed some of their settings. I'm sorry, August. 17, but that's a good roll.
I get 15, by the way.
Sorry, a 17 and a 15. The
That's
big
good.
thing that you'll notice right away is the tone is horrendously different. As all those little boys are still very sad and lonely, this little boy seems to be very happy with playing with the other boys every night in his dreams. And he's happy that when this is over, he'll get to play with them forever. None of them will ever be lonely or sick. Which, in contrast, is very, very. Yes, August. Apparently, in his dreams, at least as far as he seems to be spent playing in the snow with the boys, which, as far as you can tell, are very clearly the boys in the snow globe, which are also pretty clearly the missing children.
Well, I will hand the book to August. I think we can see that it's. I'm going to go and see if I can analyze that snow globe.
All right. So, Nigel, is there anything that you're trying to magically ponder as well?
Want to try to take a look at the ink. Are since you guys were looking at the journal, are the date, is it dated?
Some are dated, some aren't. Children are not always consistent.
Since you guys have the journal, can you try to flip back to when the children started disappearing? Let's see if there's any clues in that.
That's a good idea.
Probably directed at August, since August will have the book last.
August.
Sorry, I missed that. I was typing.
Oh, sorry. Nigel's suggesting that you go back to around the time, because they're somewhat dated. Children are not consistent. But you can get to about the area when the children disappeared to see if he wrote anything that might help you guys.
Okay. So evidence analysis or research?
Either one, whichever is better for you.
They're both the same, but I've got enough ticks on evidence analysis.
Yes, research would probably be the better one for this.
Then use research.
Oh, but evidence analysis.
If I can find a way to make it work better for you guys, I'm all there.
Oh, D10, thank you. So it maxed, then it minned. 22.
Okay. I'm going to come right back to you.
No worries.
River, you want to try to repeat the clickety clack that
She wouldn't do it
Iterate?
here. If she did it anywhere on this property, it would be outside of the house.
So you want to step outside and try to?
Not yet. I'm gonna let
Not
them
yet.
do all their things, and like she'll give that knowing look to Mac and be like, I'm ready to challenge this thing.
Okay.
I am
Mac,
too. Absolutely.
Mac. No one has said anything about Simon having any magical powers. He doesn't smell of magic to you. So you're going to guess that Simon is on a mage. Yes, August. The big question is how, if at all, can you get the boys out of?
Do you think the servants would maybe know when the snow globe showed up or where it came from?
They can be asked. Hold on one second. Tries to talk to Simon while the boys got the snow globe. Morgana wants to ask him about the ink in the snow globe, which we will get there. So let me get to August, and then Morgana, you can ask Simon directly, and if you guys want, you can have other people ask staff. Right. Boom. August. You told me a number. Sorry.
22.
22. As best you can tell, shortly before the boys disappeared, Simon seems to, at least as far as he's in the journal, so Simon's interpretation, had a dream that dreams were going to be his dreams would come true.
Mm-hmm.
And all he had to do was write out what he wanted.
Yep.
At some point later, the snow globe started and the dreams of him playing in the snow. And the boys that he plays with in his dreams in the snow match the boys on record that you have for having disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I will quietly make this known to the rest of the people where
Okay.
when
the timelines
when I can.
Yeah. That the timelines match, and very specifically again for August, that
Mm-hmm.
phrase, which should be something happy,
Mm-hmm.
isn't. Lizard brain says bad juju. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Morgana, do you want to do like a conversation or a diplomacy roll of
I
some
have
sort?
dropped him in the chat.
Oh, did you? Oh, you did. Gotcha. So let's see. The ink showed up after a dream. And in the dream, he was promised that his dreams would come true. He just had to write them down, and then the ink showed up. And it's pretty. And you'll give it to him. Unusual color. It's almost so in the time period, purples were hard, somewhat easier at this point, but healthy. The ink is a purple, and it has almost what most people would assume was some sort of like gold fleck in it. You highly suspect that gold fleck is tangible bits of magic, if that was a thing. So it was very pretty ink, and it is. And so he's been using that. I'm not going to make you roll for it, but ink is finite, and he's been writing his dreams, what he wants, all of that, his adventures with these other boys. But that ink bottle, as far as you can tell, as it was flying by, thanks to Nigel, That good glance of that as it went, floating along. Seemed pretty full. The boy probably never noticed or thought because children.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be running out, right? As far as his friends, and with a gusto that he did not have before Mac laid hands on him, is very enthusiastic about all of his friends. And even tells you it's going to be so great that even though, and he doesn't want Peter to be sad, when he's gone, they're going to play together forever. They're never going to get old. They're never going to get sick. They're never going to hurt. They're never going to die. And so he wants Peter to have the snow globe so that he can see. But he can't tell Peter about it. Well, or wasn't sure if he could tell Peter because he doesn't want to mess it up.
No. Someone is playing a very nasty
Peter,
trick on you and all of your friends. They've been
but,
taken
but
from their
it's not a
families.
trick. They're there. I play with them every night. It's not a trick.
It's the cruelest sort of trick. They're being taken away from their families.
Families don't care.
Their families
They
do
don't.
care. Families always care. They might have strange ways of showing it.
Why are they as lonely as me? I will tell you right now, between the giving the snow globe to Peter comment and the just as lonely as me comment, Peter probably would have rather that you let Mac beat him with a stick.
Mac is not
I-
beating anybody with a stick except for the monster.
I know
I
that, but
remember
the look on his face is that guilt and shame and anger and just like there's a lot of emotions going on in the room, and
wouldn't you rather meet
Peter's
all of your
gone through
friends?
all of them twice.
Wouldn't you rather meet all of your friends while you're awake?
And I'm going to say this in the gentlest of ways, because this isn't in truth a game. Simon looks at you with a seriousness that little children shouldn't be able to have. And he says, I'm dying. I don't get that.
I know. I will look at him. There's definite sorrow and sympathy and everything in Morgana's eyes. She's probably even close to tears. But all of those boys have been taken from their families and their lives. It's not fair. And it's terrible and it's wrong. And
Boys don't
you
love them.
know,
They don't appreciate them. We're all going to play together forever.
all of them
Why
have
would you take that
realized
from us?
sometimes you don't realize what you've got until you've lost it. I had two brothers, and one of them and I didn't get along because he was very stiff and very proper and always trying to make sure that I was going to be proper for the family. And the last time I saw him, we argued because, well, he was trying to persuade me to let my parents marry me off and all of that. And then he went away to the grove and he died. And then I realized what I'd lost. And sometimes it takes that to memorize it. And we can't just take that from them. And I don't.
Well, that catches
It's
in
not fair.
Morgana's throat. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's really not fair. But sometimes you have to do the right and proper thing and enjoy what time you have. And we will.
I think that with the catch in Morgana's throat as
Yeah.
she She struggles with holding back her own tears.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop over to Nigel, who is trying to get Weymont to help him with, is it that the boy specifically has to write the things down for them to come true, or if it just has to be written with the ink, which is a good question. So I think if Weymont is willing to, at least a magic theory, but go find your bad dice. I'm kidding. I actually want you to use the good dice. I honestly do.
Okie
I, the
dokie.
storyteller and GM, would like the good dice.
Throw a karma on this for you. But yes, I'm going to be studying the globe. See if I can figure out what makes it tick and maybe how to release the kids inside it.
Are you on the globe, or are you
I'm
helping with?
I'm specifically asking you something, Chris, that I put in the chat.
Yeah,
Oh, you put it in the
he's
chat.
basically
Yes.
asking for your help with. Does it have to be that the boy writes it down, or is it just that anything written down?
Okay. Well, I will look in on it. I will give it a shot. I am trying to. I did say I was at the snow globe earlier, mind you, but I'll help with this if I can. All right.
While you're rolling, I will say my suspicion is that the snow globe just came about as a result of what he was writing down and what he was dreaming for everything coming through. I think the key with this is the ink, but it's the question is whether the ink is specifically tied to the boy, or if anybody can write down and use the ink, it just comes true. And if that's the case, then we can just write down to say, I want the monster causing this to come forth so that we can fight him. Or something to that effect.
God, you're reminding me of Futurama now.
Kind of.
The monster right
Yeah,
and
and
the
basically
monster came in and then left for no reason.
Basically.
Right, so I got 15 on Magic Theory.
We all know River is going to give it a reason to leave.
Talking to?
Well, and I think the tactical point of doing this where the people of the household, the servants, etc., won't be caught in the backlash if we break open the globe, free the kids. Are they going to come back here? Are we going to need trauma teams? Make sure they're safe? Like, how is this going to mechanically
not
work?
Convinced that breaking the globe is going to work that way. That's what. But if we can manipulate it, then we can.
Well, Mac will point out that we do know the general direction of the Ink Master. I think with the globe, that's one of his magic items. We can probably just go into the Fey realms and hunt his ass down. It might be difficult, but we can do it.
The ink's in my pocket.
That's great.
So,
so we either bring him here or we go to him, but we got to get the kids free.
Oh, no, exactly. But I'm not sure that breaking the globe's going to do that. But if we can use his own magic against him to make him come forth, then we can do that. And obviously, we'll pick an appropriate place to do that.
August made me promise not to say his name again, but August knows his name.
Yeah, let's not go to the fairy's house to pick the fight. Let's make him come here. But again, that's what I'm thinking. If this works, where anybody can write it down, then we'll just do that. Otherwise, we got to convince the boy to write it down.
Right, so 15 on Magic Theory. Do I have any ideas?
All right. So you're 15, and going back to make sure I have it right, the 12 on the theory with Nigel. You are very certain that it's tied to the boy. If between a few things such as the making his dreams come true, right? So you're very certain that the boy probably has to write it?
I would expect that if it is that way, then the boy has to write it and mean it.
You would very much suspect that.
So then I can, we can make that known to everybody. If you can convince him that there's a monster behind this that's going to harm him and the boys, and that he needs to write down for the monster to come out so we can beat it, then then we can do that.
And I think even though Chris, the player, works with older children, I think that he will agree that convincing the dying child that the thing that said, I'm going to make your wish come true and gave him friends, is going to be a hard push.
Yeah,
I'm not
this
saying
is
it's
going to be
not,
which is why I hand it to the social people.
this is going to be a hard sell, guys. I don't think that convincing him is the job of the misanthropes over here.
I mean,
unless... Again, I'm not saying impossible, but I'm saying tricksy, hard, and if done wrong, this would not be a good time to buy.
Unless I can do it with a persuasive logic. But I don't know that that's going to work on children.
I would say that it's a very... I won't say you can't. It's very hard to get me to say you can't do things. I would say it's not going to be easy.
Right.
I mean, why are we doing it in this way then? Let's just talk about having him invite the boys from the snow globe out to play with him in the real world.
Yeah.
Because then that doesn't
Let's talk about
address
getting
the creature or
No
whatever it
D8 for
is causing
using that
this.
33, Andy.
Wow.
Sorry, what exactly were you rolling, River?
Charisma to convince the child to...
It's straight charisma roll? Holy crap!
I get to add karma to it.
Even so, that's straight charisma.
So
That's why
it was
I make
a
all of you
D12
guys
and
go back to using the dice roller on here. That'll fix all you have. No freaking electronic dice roller has ever liked me this well. I'm just saying. Before you do that, River, I want you to do a perception.
9.
9. On a simple gut level, the child knows he's dying. Even after being healed, he looked at Morgana and flat out said that he was dying. So telling him to have his friends come out and play just means that he's going to die alone. At least that's his thought. And I will give this to Morgana. It was a beautiful speech and it was gut-wrenching. And you're still telling a very scared 11-year-old to give up playing with his friends for eternity. And I'm not saying you can't have that role and we won't play it out. But I'm going to say this. We're going to put a pin in it, let everyone think about what they want to do and how they want to do it. And we will pick up in 2 weeks. Hangers. Yay. Sparkles. So which of you is killing me?
only a little.
Only a little? Well, then I didn't do a good job.
Yeah.
It was time.
You're
I
a
don't
rat.
know,
Very
August-
forgiving of rats.
August is quietly seething in a corner right now. He's not happy at all.
No, August should not be happy. This entire story is perhaps not happy.
You think?
Just, what do all of the stories have to be happy?
Well, I mean, you know what August's backstory is. It's very tragic.
Oh, I do.
It would be nice to have a few happy things happen.
You
Just
people have
saying.
had happy stuff where you guys have come in and swooped in and made everything great. Don't even give me that. We've had tons of happy stories.
Like
and
at least 2.
killing cave monsters occasionally.
Not convinced.
Not convinced. Keep it up. I told you. Plan. Because I have a backstory that I can play with. You just. Oh, and just so I don't want anyone to think I have forgotten, I do also see in there that Morgana, if this is the route you take, has a 39 on diplomacy to try to persuade. But I want to keep in mind that what exactly are you trying? That's also the next thing, which is what exactly are you having the child write? Because if I remember right, what you said was to have the kids come out and play with him here.
That's what Max said. What I said was we need to convince him there is a monster behind this
But
causing
what
the
River
problems.
said. No. What River said she was convincing him of.
Yeah.
Was I believe to have the kids come out and play with him. Again, I'm going to leave the cliffhanger and let you guys perhaps maybe come together with what you want to persuade. I'm giving the opportunity.
Yeah. Right now, River's concern is to
Kids in the snow
persuade
globe.
the kids to get the kids out of the snow globe, because she is going to call this creature out by name, challenge it.
And the monsters likely may well follow if we do that anyway.
Oh yeah, but did we ever learn the former mother's name?
Morgana might well know it, but probably won't have communicated it. Among other things, her name is, of course, Lady Westmoreland, or Duchess Westmoreland.
I think
So.
she means the other Dormouse's mother.
Yeah.
The warring
Dormouse's
mother. And
yeah.
I don't believe
knew
that they ever named it.
Yeah, I don't believe we ever got a name. We knew what type it was.
Yes.
It was just mother. It was always referred to as just mother.
At best, their mother. So, like I said, there is the opportunity for you guys to decide and think that through. And see, you should think of me as super sweet to do that over there, Miss Player of August. While you gut-wrenchingly think about whether or not all these children die. In 2 weeks.
Yay.
Yay.
I just want to point out that little film clip I put into the Discord channel. It's just beautifully done. It's a nice little short film, 5 minutes, but you might find it poignant and enjoyable.
I will watch that after we end. I'm going to assume, oh, great and glorious Brad, that we're saying goodbye now.
Well, do we need to do APs first?
Oh, you want AP in the middle of the scene?
Well, for the session.
In the middle of the scene, though.
Unless you want to wait until afterward, that's fine. I mean, however you want to manage it.
500. Well, actually, no, I'm going to give you 7. There was a lot of very good role play that happened in this session. I feel.
7.
Do you guys disagree? Throw rocks? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Fair? Not fair? Fine. I don't know. I just make numbers.
I have to be off mute. Yes, that sounds lovely. Thank you for the 700 LP.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, I think there was a lot of very good role play. So I would like to commend all of you on very good role play.
All right, and is there anything else before I close this out here?
Don't kill me.
Well, that's more up to you, I think.
And this is why Morgana drinks.
This is why Morgana drank.
Is
Hey,
it just more of a
Peter might
why
be drinking with Morgana.
August drinks?
This is why August drinks. Peter's drinking. This is why there's a lot of drinking.
And on that note, I think we'll go ahead and close it out. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one.